see the toss, but it would seem to me that South Adelaide have won it because they're kicking with the breeze. And I think it's fair to say... And
look who's gone to Cupido, Doug.
Who have we got? Young Bryce Gibbs. Isn't that a wonderful thing? It's a wonderful statement of confidence from Mark Mick and the coach.
He'll do the job.
You reckon he'll do the job? This will be fantastic. Damien Cupido, the most, well, perhaps arguably the most talented, talented player in the competition.
South Adelaide kicking with the strong breeze. The club that can kick the most goals into this breeze will win this contest.
It was the first tap out taken away there by Parry, intercepted by Richard Douglas, the young Adelaide player. Gets it out now to Brett Backwell, wearing the long sleeves today. Slips the hand pass across here now to Fisher, the acting captain today. Feeds another hand pass back there in the direction of Panozzo. What's he going to do? Drive it down towards the half-forward line. Is it over the line? I think it is. And a throw-in to take place midway between wing and half-forward. Glenelg in attack. We've played 30 seconds of the opening quarter. The ground is in superb condition, but we do have a strong breeze coming in from the north. In some parts of Adelaide, it may not be all that cool, but we get it right in the face here in the grandstand as Bennett comes out of defence there. Went with the hand pass, and South Adelaide go forward now. Looked as though it might have been McGlone. Gets it into the centre of the ground, knocked on there by Big Ellis of South Adelaide. A hand pass came out here, and South Adelaide go forward again. Here's McGlone, a big long kick right up in towards the teeth of goal. Benny Warren leads in the race, but it's going to beat him across the line and out of bounds. Paul Sherwood hot on his heels too. That should be a great battle today, but 1 minute gone in the opening quarter. No score from either side. Have you picked up anything yet, Tate Casler?
No, not really. Just one thing with with young Gibbs. It looks like they're going to try and make him run forward as much as possible. See if Cupido's going to run with him and obviously try and get him out of position when South come forward.
Didn't want to run with him early, so it will be intriguing to watch. As Luke Panozzo takes the handball away from that clearance and sends the ball out of the defensive half of the ground for the Tigers, he's going to search for the boundary line and or Aaron Rodgers, and it is the former that wins out with the ball dribbling over the boundary line, which will suit Glenelg at this point in time. Looks as though they're going to play the quarter out to the defensive side of the ground and be prepared just to defend their position on the scoreboard. South Adelaide kicking with the aid of what is, without a doubt, I'd suggest about a 5-goal breeze today, depending upon your accuracy in front of the big sticks. Significant advantage by probably about 8 or 9 scoring shots in terms of the quarter. So the side's ability to be able to score and score accurately with this breeze will determine who's going to win this contest. As the ball thrown in now, and Parrott is playing in front, gets the tap down. Fisher again lays a strong tackle, and the umpire will come in and restart the play with another stoppage. So Glenelg getting a lot of numbers around this contest. South Adelaide are happy to join in this scenario, and really if they want to have a better use of the breeze, they're going to have to open the play up here and get some numbers away from the contest, because it'll just be another stoppage. The umpires decided to pay a free on this occasion to try and clear the ball away from the half-forward line there for the Panthers. It goes to Kenner. He handballs off to McGlone. Comes back to Kenner, who utilises Hanby. His kick was well smothered by Douglas on that occasion. Panozzo on the up. His handball was too sharp for Kirk on that occasion. Comes back now to the Tigers player there in Logan, involved Douglas again. Throws the ball under some pressure on the left boot, but it only goes as far as the South Adelaide vice-captain in Benny Nagel, and he will repel the attack now for the South Adelaide side.
Former Box Hill boy played some cricket out there at Langhorne Creek with Damien Cupido and Ben Warren through the summer. Drops the ball in short. It's a South Adelaide mark. It's on the outer side.
McGlone.
It is McGlone now. It goes up now in the direction of Warren. The ball's knocked away from him. It might have been Ellis. Yes, it was Ellis. And from behind it was Willits, who thumped the ball away. Young Willits, of course, on the Port Power list. And Dale Ellis, a former Port Power rookie. And the ball is out of bounds for a throw-in. Right near the scoreboard, outer side of the ground, deep in the forward pocket for South Adelaide. The Panthers going with the breeze. There's the throw-in. Big pack of players went up for that one there. No one able to break their way clear. I think it'll go across the line once again. No, it won't. Fisher's got it this time. Already racking up the possessions and doing it rather well too. And he has found Big Willits. Outer side of the ground, right near that... the brick convenience over there. Drops the ball in short, but the mark is taken by South Adelaide's Gerard Bennett, the former Sydney Swan. He's got this mark midway between wing and half forward, wearing the long sleeves too. Kicks the ball right up in the teeth of down into the pocket. Beautiful use of the body. Damien Cupido against Bryce Gibbs, and Cupido has taken the mark. 40 metres out from, well, probably 40. You kick from 45.
Yeah, just an interesting one there as well, Doug. Bryce obviously trying to play in front on every occasion with Cupido. Going to have to be wary of that, given the strength of that breeze, that ball will carry. And on that occasion, Cupido was in the end able to take an uncontested chest mark, because it did carry over the top of Bryce.
You can hear the breeze in our microphones as Cupido comes in. He's normally a beautiful kick. In he comes, kicks for goal. That one, though, the breeze really took hold of that, and he's put it through for a minor score. First score of the match, South Adelaide, the Panthers, one behind 1 point on the Life FM scoreboard. Glenelg, of course, yet to score. 5 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Our special comments today coming from North Adelaide's Tate Kaesler.
Yeah, I think Glenelg will be pretty happy maybe if Cupido, you know, kicks something like 4 on, you know, that's a pretty good effort on a player like that. But I think maybe South, if they want to get the advantage, maybe need to go one out in the goal square, just leave Cupido in there and bomb it in, because body to body, he's obviously he's a lot stronger than young Gibbs.
And it is a very strong breeze in terms of being able to get some sort of method up, bringing the ball into your forward line. The ball is carrying over the top of a lot of marking contests here, so the forward line structure both sides go with is going to be crucial in terms of their ability to score. As Panozzo brings the ball in to the defensive side of the ground, it's marked out there by Hanby. He's going to send it back inside 50 for the Panthers. The kick is errant though, and is marked uncontested by Richard Douglas. Thought about coming to the attacking side of the ground here, the grandstand side to Panozzo, but decided to avoid it. Went safety first, and the ball was picked up by the breeze in the end and went over the boundary line on the full, out in front of the amenities out there, the outer side of Noarlunga Oval. And South Adelaide will win the resultant free kick. Comes in via Hamby now, who can send it back inside 50, decides to go by hand to Bennett. The Panthers trying to bring the ball out to this side, broadcast side of the ground. Clark has possession now. He's got a player free in Thulis on the grandstand side of the ground. Burdett is going to have to compete with him. Doesn't take possession of the ball in the end. Yes, he slightly did, but the umpire was very quick on the whistle there umpire Sam Hay, and decided to come in and bounce the ball down before the players had an opportunity to knock the ball out. Kirk takes possession of it. Did he grab it in the rucking contest? If so, the umpire was compelled to pay holding the ball. Cupido in the end picks up the free ball, throws it on his right boot, and it's marked inside defensive 50 by Willits. Yeah. Willits decides to go by hand. It was a rather untidy handball, but it's well recovered there by Backwell for Glenelg. Kicks the ball out wide, searching for Douglas, but playing in front and taking the mark was Lee Kruger for the Panthers. Goes by hand to Clark, going to send it inside 50, looking for Ellis, but again the ball carries over the top of the marking contest. He leads Willits back in the chase for the ball now. Chain of handballs looking to come in board to accommodate Williams, but he can't do so, and in the end the ball is going to dribble over the boundary line in front of the Life FM scoreboard that tells us at the 7-minute mark of the first quarter, South Adelaide kicking with the aid of a 5-goal breeze, have the solitary behind, leading the Tigers, who are yet to score. Doug Oakley.
There's the throw in. Big Daniel Kirk, the boy from Tasmania, gets the tap out, and Glenelg will get out of this one, it would seem. Anyway, young Burdett is in there trying to get the kick away. Down towards the wing it goes. The Bays have got it, but South Adelaide pick it up now through Kenner, former Carlton player, on the ground. He's in the state squad, and rightly so. He's a wonderful player. Douglas got the hand pass away there to the player in Burdett once again, and we find it's going to be Glenelg going forward. Down towards their half-forward line they go, into the strong breeze. A hand pass from Bennett came out from South Adelaide, intercepted by Glenelg, who are probably playing the better football at the moment. Benny Moore, last year's captain, has got the ball as we look across there towards the eastern sky, and plenty of big dark clouds over there. Moore's kick has been marked by Glenelg deep in the pocket, and the boy down there looks like Mitchell, is it? A long way from here, but we'll wait and go back. If it is Mitchell, he's probably the best kick for goal of the competition. Hasn't turned round yet. It is Mitchell. I'm getting the nod here from John Simon. So recruited from Werribee, won Glenelg's goal kicking last year with 46 goals, but he's a prodigious kick of the football. And even kicking into this breeze, you'd suggest he's a real chance from here. Kicks from about 45 metres, goes across just that little bit, and the ball's been thumped through for a minor score there by the South defender in Josh Thulis. And so a kick in to come in. So scores are locked together, one behind each. 8.5 minutes have gone in the opening quarter. And Tate Kaesler, North Adelaide Rover. Tate, you'd have to say Glenelg are on top at this stage.
Oh, they'd be very happy at this stage, Doug, but obviously it's only early in the quarter. South just still trying with their handball game, see if it'll come apart, but their skills coming forward have really let them down, as we see another kick just go too wide.
Yeah, chain of handballs there from the Panthers, got the ball up to the centre wing, followed by Scotty McGlone. Decided to put the ball on his boot, send it 50 metres forward, but it bounced off Benny Warren's knees and over for a boundary throw in directly in front of the Life FM broadcast post here in the grandstand at Noarlunga Oval. Let's see, parried as the winners, a tap down, well sharked by the effervescent Benny Moore, who threw it on his boot, but it is mopped up there by South Adelaide. Ellis takes possession, his handball misses, well, 2 targets really, South Adelaide targets that were nearby to receive them, and the Tigers have done enough there to get that one through Mitchell, and also Jeff Smith working inside to gain another ball up. And you're right, Tate Kaesler, the Tigers would be pretty content to chew up time without without any sort of damage at all being done on the scoreboard at this point in time. They've won possession again here through Fisher and Pinozzo. Pinozzo goes on the left boot. Perry in the best position to mark. Ball was going to go over the top of him, so he decided to spoil. The Tigers have got the numbers now at ground level. Sunquist has picked it up, goes by hand to Tommy Logan. He's going to run inside 50 and pop the ball on the chest of Matty Doldig. He did, but the big fella from Millicent was unable to take the mark cleanly, and Alwyn Davies swoops on the free ball, sends it to the outer side of the ground looking for Archard. Burdett read the bounce a little bit better, took possession and kicked it very, very effectively inside forward 50 to Richard Douglas, who does likewise with a short little chip to the Port Power rookie in Tom Logan, and he will line up for a shot on goal 35 metres out, directly in front, but kicking into the teeth of a fairly strong breeze, but I think he will cover the journey okay. Tate Kaysler.
Yeah, the skill level of Glenelg at the moment is just keeping them obviously in the game. Hitting targets, it makes a hell of a difference.
It's going to move from right to left, so Tommy has to put it out to the left-hand goalpost. Let's have a look if he does. He appears to have done that. It's working back from left to right. It's got the distance, it's got the accuracy. Wonderful effort. He's kicked another one following the 3 he booted last week against the league-leading Roosters. Kicks the opening goal of this contest, and the Tigers move on to 1-7, leading the Panthers, who are 1 behind. 11-minute mark of the first quarter, and Tate Kaysler, South Adelaide, with a 5-goal breeze. The Tigers off to an outstanding start.
Yeah, I think that the Tigers at the moment are just not overusing the ball. You know, it's one handball, get it on, one handball, get it on, and obviously the plenty of run into the breeze is really helped them. South probably just overdoing it a little bit too much with their handball at this stage.
There's the ball up to get play underway. It's taken away again by Glenelg. They do it well this time by Burdett, and a free kick to be paid here to South Adelaide. And it looks like the player there will be... I'll pick him up in just a few moments.
Clark, Dave.
Is it Archer,
Clark,
is it?
Clark, I think.
Oh, it is Clark. It's David Clark, that's right. Kick comes down towards half-forward line, but it's all Glenelg, and Adam Fisher, who's been a very, very good player both last year and this year too. And he's taken the mark on the half-back line. Acting captain today. There's his kick as he switches play. Gets it in the hands there of Brett Backwell. Backwell drops the ball in short. He's found a teammate out there too, and it is Glenelg going forward through big Jeff Smith. Who's he got up forward there? He's got no one in particular. South Adelaide should repel here. Tommy Haitley comes through, knocks the ball away, but Glenelg still in there fighting for it on their half-forward line, right near the 50-metre line. Umpire watching play very closely, and I think he's going to ball it up this time. So Glenelg leading 1-7 into the breeze. South Adelaide 1 behind 1 point. And wearing number 17 there for the Bays, it is, Ruwald. I called him as Burdett. So there we go. Apologies to his family and friends as we find, I think it might have been the same lad again, was it? Kicks the ball high in the air, long way from our broadcast point here. Here's a chance for Glenelg, though. The ball's been knocked on. It's only a couple of metres out from goal. A kick off the ground has gone through for a minor score. And the boy who got foot to it there was big Matthew Doldig. And so the Bays go that little further ahead. 1-8, leading South Adelaide 1 behind 1 point. Promising signs, though, for Tiger supporters, although it's early days. Tate Kaysler.
Yeah, they're absolutely fantastic at the moment, and their pressure, just once again, free kick given away by Backwell, but their attack on the ball, their pressure is putting South under a lot of pressure and obviously causing the turnovers.
The free goes to big Craig Parry, so the smallest player on the ground in the Little Mouse. Brett Backwell tackles Big Perry, and he will take the free kick. He's still inside defensive 50 for the Panthers. Kicks it long up the outer wing. The breeze carries it with its bounce about 65 metres in total, but Fisher mops up at the back of the pack, utilises Sunquist, who gets one forward, albeit at ground level, taken by South Adelaide. Kenner sweeps the ball wide to Hamby. He looks to go by hand and eventually does. The ball ends up with Alwyn Davey. He can run inside 50, has a deliberate shot on goal and misses. The ball just down the southern end of the ground is going to move from right to left, and Alwyn Davey popped it out through it about the at the middle of the big sticks, and the breeze just moved it from right to left predictably and through for a minor score on that occasion. It doubles the Panthers score. Now they're under 2 behinds. The Bays are 1-8, so it's a 6-point lead. 14 minutes played in the opening quarter. Ball has been brought back into play by Paul Sherwood, and again Glenelg utilising the boundary line on the defensive side for another stoppage. Kirk playing in front, tapped the ball down to Backwell. Clever use of hands by that player to Ruwald. Rewald, who fed Benny Moore. The skipper tries to run it. It is hard kicking in the teeth of that breeze. Players aren't able to get a lot of penetration on this occasion. Jeff Smith did well to get the ball on the up to Matty Doherty. He's going to kick it up towards the agency of Aaron Rogers. The kick didn't quite hit its target. Rogers working hard at ground level to try and gain possession of it again. Second, third effort involves a soccer forward towards Doherty, who's looped back into the goal square to be involved in the next marking contest, but is unable to take possession of the ball. And South Adelaide win it, but the handball is errant. Picked up by Sundquist. Handball's inside 50 to Rewald. Throws the ball on his boot. Is going across the face of goal. And in the end, Alipet Carlisle will lead Doherty to the ball. Doherty works very hard off the footy to apply a smother on the handball. Involved in a 1-on-3 there was Matty Doherty. And one possession of the ball took it over the boundary line, kept the ball in the defensive 50 for Glenelg. And that's probably why Tate Kaiser, they're outplaying South Adelaide at the moment with commitment like that from Matty Doherty.
A lot more desperate at the footy and winning a lot more of the ball.
Panozzo now with a shot for goal. He's kicked from 45 metres into the breeze and puts it through for a minor score. Glenelg dominating it, have to say, at this stage. South, if you look at the stats, South have probably had as much of the ball, but not able to utilise the breeze. It's Glenelg 1 goal, 3-9. Leading South Adelaide 2 behinds, 2 points. And it is a strong breeze. I don't know what it's like in other parts of Adelaide, but we reckon it's worth 4 or 5 goals at least if you can use it well. And South almost looked a bit confused on what to do because they had this game built on handball, but they're trying to kick the ball long. There's a lovely long hand pass from Hanby. I was going to say too until it landed in the hands of Clark, who drops the ball in short. This is good football by South on the way that he got rid of that and got it across to Ellis, 60 metres out from goal. With the breeze, he could almost kick this, you know. He's a thumping kick, but it's gone left to right, up behind. Oh, Warren has taken the mark. Benny Warren right on the goal line. He'll go back. He'll be on a very, very acute angle. But he is a very, very good kick for goal too. He's had the word very, goodness. How many more times can you use it? But he's had an excellent start to the year. Second on the goal kicking with 19 goals so far. And he comes, runs around, kicks for goal. And I think he's put through South Adelaide's first goal for the afternoon. Yes, he has. Glenelg still lead though, 1 goal, 3-9. South, 1 goal, 2-8 on the Life FM scoreboard. 16.5 minutes have gone in the opening quarter, and Tate Kaiser, South supporters breathe a sigh of relief with that goal.
Yeah, it was a lot better entry there. Ellis was probably about 60 out, and most of the forwards moved forward while he left Warren back in the goal square there, and one-on-one he obviously beat his opponent and kicked the goal, and that's where their strength is, you know, the 2 boys up forward there.
It's very difficult, I would think, for a leading forward to play that sort of game today, because the ball is just going to carry so much and it's going to come in with such force.
Yeah, that's right. You've got to be a lot smarter in these sort of conditions, and obviously the ball is going to carry that extra 5 or 10 metres.
Harry now wins the centre tap out towards Hanby. Does well to get the handball back towards. In fact, Brett King is involved in the centre square contest now, but that ball's not going anywhere. Kirk applying some pressure onto his opposite number there in King, and umpire Richard Williams will come in and restart play again. He's spotted a bit of blood on a player though. I think it might be Mick Hanby, and it is not that keen to go off, so he's just going to wave his arms around, send a few directions about who he wants to go where, and Clay Sampson is the player that will come from the forward pocket and go into Hanby's midfield role. And Rodney Love comes on for his first run of the day, in all likelihood to push up forward. Has been a goal kicker, Doug, though, in recent weeks for South Adelaide. Bobbed up with 2 or 3 here, so Glenelg won't want to relax on that player, or he will inflict some damage to them on the scoreboard. Yeah, been a handy player for South. Has played a lot of reserves football over the past few years, but has always been on the verge of senior selection. We saw him kick 3 goals. I think it was against Westies down at Encounter Bay, and did pretty well that day. Backwell takes possession, kicks it towards half forward for Glenelg, where Sundquist picks up another possession, but the ball again heads out towards the boundary line, and we will have another boundary throw in, which will suit Glenelg at this point in time. Got the ball forward of centre and chewing up some time, kicking into the teeth of this 5-goal breeze. It's a cross half forward for them. King now wins the tap out again. Kenner jumping, trying to take possession and get rid of the ball in mid-air, unable to do so. Another stoppage will ensue, and King and Kirk will go at it again. Battle of the K's. It's Kirk on this occasion, unable to take any clear effective possession. There was a Glenelg player. South Adelaide were able to do so, but the umpire said they did so illegally and threw the ball, and Tommy Logan takes possession of the ball for the Glenelg side. He's about 65 metres out from goal. He's going to go laterally out towards his acting skipper today in Adam Fisher. Pops the ball on his left boot, kicks it inside 50. Big pack competing for that one. Alwyn Davey is the sole player, crumbing with discipline at the front of the pack, wins possession of it. Again, South Adelaide, about 5 or 6 handballs come out through Ben Nagel. Nagel kicks the ball out to the contest of Cupido and Gibbs. Geez, a clever player is Cupido, able to tap the ball to his own advantage on that occasion. Kicks it inside 50. Warren and Sherwood involved in a one-on-one contest. Terrific contest. Both players stood their ground, and in the end, the experience of Paul Sherwood saw him able to defensively rush the ball over for a rush behind to the South Adelaide side. They move on to 1-goal 3-9, levelling the score with the Tigers, who are 1-goal 3-9 apiece. We have played almost 20 minutes, the opening quarter here at Noarlunga.
Waiting now for the ball to be brought back in, and with that ball right now we have the player in Justin McConnell wearing the long sleeves, and I dare say wore them quite a bit too when he was down there at North Ballarat prior to coming over here this year. Big pack of players there. Clark was over the top, but it's a free kick to Glenelg coming out of this one. And taking that with the hand pass is the player in Ruwald. Went with the hand pass, got it across there, and the kick goes down towards the wing, but a one-hander taken by the South Adelaide player in Thulis. He has messed it up, and it is out of bounds. South have made a lot of mistakes, John Simons.
Yeah, it's not just the South Adelaide mistakes, Doug. It's coming a lot from the Glenelg pressure. Yeah, Glenelg playing with a lot of discipline and pressure. I'm sure of Coach Mark Micken extremely pleased with their ability to play. I would suggest to the instructions provided as Glenelg go forward. Jeff Smith playing in front, providing a good contest there. Picked the ball up at ground level, fed it out towards a couple of runners, but it headed towards the feet of those. And South Adelaide through Dylan Williams able to shore the ball up into a pack situation. Nagel also involved, and the umpire again will throw the ball up on this occasion. Smith beaten by King towards that knockout. It's taken by Willis, kicks the ball inside 50 for the Bays. Crumbing at dangerously is, I think it might be Richard Douglas, who was well tackled. Mitt tried to get the ball to accommodate Mitchell. He was unable to do so, but it's picked up by Matty Doldig. Throws the ball on his boot, but it goes across the face of goal and through for a minor score. The second to the big Millicent born full forward. He has kicked 2 behinds, and the Bays now take the lead back. They are 1-goal 4-10, leading the Panthers, who are 1-3-9. 21.5 minutes played, opening quarter at Noarlunga.
As Jared Bennett now takes the mark for South Adelaide, brings it down the grandstand flank, finds his captain in Clay Sampson, a Crow Premiership player, feeds the hand pass off here, and charging down the ground now for South Adelaide is Archer, the boy from Echuca. His target down there was Cupido, but the breeze was a bit too tricky, and Bryce Gibbs had sort of edged him out just that little bit too, and the ball has gone out of bounds. There will be a throw in, only about 5-7 metres around from the behind post. South Adelaide in attack. At the moment, Glenelg lead by 1 point. 22 minutes have gone in the first quarter. You'd have to say the Bays are on top at this stage. There's the hand pass, came out there to Davey, intercepted though by Sherwood, the Glenelg fullback. He charges through. Oh, beautiful tackle, Davey. Absolutely superb, inspired perhaps by his brother's efforts last night with Melbourne. Did you see his goal last night from the boundary line? I mean, there are certain players who do that, and he's that sort of player, isn't he? And
it makes the impossible look simple yet believable.
Alwyn Davey, that would have thrilled you, Tate Casely. You're a rover, you're a little bloke, and the way Alwyn Davey applied that tackle, inspiring stuff. Yeah, you always like these little cheap ones if you can grab one of the bigger, slower blokes coming out of the back line.
Is he quicker than you, Tate?
And here comes Davey, lines up for
just
goal.
say yes.
He's put that one straight through, so he's equalled Tate Casler's goal kicking this weekend. Tate kicked a goal last night, and Davies kicked one for South this afternoon. South have hit the front for the first time in this game. The Panthers 2-3-15, leading Glenelg 1-goal 4-10.
He's quicker than everyone.
23 minutes have gone in the opening quarter, and Jason Evans is probably listening right now. G'day, Jason. Very keen Bay supporter, of course, doing the home run on Life FM, including Sports Live. Dougie Hawkins will be a guest with Jason on Monday night. But South needed that goal, Tate.
Yeah, definitely. I think Glenelg got a little bit caught out there because they did have a couple of free players this side, grandstand side, but obviously they've been instructed to go outer side, defensive side, and obviously just trying to create something, but, that's just fantastic pressure, and they're the ones you like up forward.
5-point lead to the Panthers now as we see James Seller on for his first run of the day, straight into this ruck contest against King. He'll win it too and taps it down to accommodate Douglas. A clever handball from that player to McConnell. He sold a dummy to Hamby, stepped inside, kicks the ball up the half forward where a wonderful mark is taken by David Clark on that occasion. Got up and tried to get a handball before he was ready to do so, and in the end that's caused a turnover. Backball handballs to Logan. He's going to chip in short, standing all by himself 30 metres out from goal is Jeff Smith, and he will line, in fact Aaron Rodgers it is the player, and he will go back and line up for goal 30 metres out directly in front. And again, yeah, Tate Casey, you called it, the pressure from the Glenelg Football Club is what caused that turnover. Yeah, exactly, and you know, maybe South are still trying to overhandball a little bit, but the pressure from Glenelg is absolutely fantastic at the moment, and to kick, you know, two, maybe... No, he's missed it. Let's have a look, Rodgers. Yeah, no, missed it. That would have been a very handy one for the Tigers. 2 or 3 goals in this breeze is a fairly good effort. Yeah, one behind there to Aaron Rodgers, and Glenelg now 1-5-11, South 2-3-15. But an honourable mention again to David Clark's mark. It was a lovely one, flying up high. Unfortunately, the ball turned over after taking it. Now South Adelaide have possession. Hanby goes short towards Sampson. Pressure put on that player by Panozzo, but his kick goes inside 50, and Benny Warren read the play well, and Clay Sampson was clever enough to hook it back in board enough for Warren to get on the end of one in front of Paul Sherwood on that occasion. And the lad from Langhorne Creek will line up from about 40 metres out on a slight angle, but it shouldn't present too much of a problem. And it presented, well, just enough of a problem, Doug. Through for a behind to Benny Warren and South Adelaide. They move on to 2 goals, 4-16 now. The Bays are on 1-5-11. It is a 5-point lead to South Adelaide, who are, at this point in time, kicking with a 5-goal breeze.
The interesting thing about the breeze, Tate, you wouldn't have seen much of the reserves game, but South actually kicked 5 goals into the breeze in the last quarter of the reserves match. Glenelg kicked 4 goals into it. So goals can be kicked at the Colonnade Shopping Centre end, but with some difficulty, I might add.
Just a little thing, Doug. There, I know it was only a little thing, but the Glenelg player there in Burdett was able to play on from the goal kick out, point kick out, so run about 25 metres before having to dispose of the ball and gain some valuable yardage. From a pressure and discipline perspective, that's a disappointing sight from a South Adelaide perspective to see that happening. And I tell you what, it's opened up a big opportunity here now for Glenelg, as Backwell eventually had it on their 50-metre line, and he has found the leading Mitchell. Now, Mitchell will be kicking into the breeze. He'll kick from about, I reckon, about 45 metres. He'll get there, all right, Doug.
I think he will too. As I said earlier, I think he's the best kick for goal in the SANFL, although I haven't seen Weatherly. I don't know what he's like, your new player up forward. What's he like as a kick?
Come on, Doug. I was 1 from 1 last night. Don't miss me out.
What, 20 metres out?
40 into breeze.
Not many would kick it from there today, Doug, but Mitchell's
a real chance.
Mitchell will, yeah.
Any young lads watching how to kick a football, that's how you do it. No, he doesn't quite get the... Well, sort of probably got the distance and has been knocked through for a minor score. We'll credit that one to David Mitchell, but that just shows you the strength of the breeze. As I look at the windsock over there, it's got plenty in it. South Adelaide 2-4-16, Glenelg 1 goal 6, which is 12, and Glenelg have got the ball once again as they drive it down forward through Burdett. Very skilled player coming across from Port Magpies. His dad had played for Essendon, actually, had a couple of stints there, and he's found Rodgers out here in front of goal. He'll probably kick from around about... It's a fair way from where we're sitting.
45. About 40 in the end,
40, 45, yeah. Rodgers has played good football this year. He was a little bit disappointing last year, let's be honest, but I reckon he started off real well this year, John. Yeah, utilising him as a fast-leading key forward close to goal, and he's been chipping in with his 3 or so each week, Doug, as he lines up for number 1 today and hops it through. Kick. Looks all right from here. Great kick. You heard in the background there from Tate Kosler, and he's put it through. Glenelg have got the lead now. 2 goals, 6-18, leading South Adelaide 2-4-16. 28 minutes have gone in the opening quarter. We're coming to you live from Noarlunga on Life FM, and special comments today from North Adelaide rover Tate Kosler.
Yeah, as we've seen again, Doug, I think it's this whole quarter's just come down to skill level. Glenelg are just using the ball, you know, really well. Possession footy, you know, it's probably even in possessions, but the way they're using the ball and hitting targets just makes a lot of difference.
It's King on that occasion, gets the tap down to Hanby. He was well tackled by Moore, got a handball of sorts out, and in the end, South Adelaide will get possession of it through Kenner. Goes to Dylan Williams, 55 metres out, doesn't launch an attack on goal. Instead, utilised his vision very cleverly and saw that Alan Davey was free 40 metres out from goal. Hit that player on the chest, and he will line up for a subsequent shot on goal, which would be his second in this contest. 28 3.5 minutes we have played. Psychologically, South Adelaide would dearly love to go in with at least the lead at quarter time. If he gets this goal, they'll have it, and he hasn't. He has missed to the grandstand side of the ground, the near side, and through for a behind. 1-2 to Owen Davies. South Adelaide are 2-5-17, trail Glenelg 2-6-18. It's a 1-point ball game, 29 minutes played in the opening quarter. Special comments today from North Adelaide rover Tate Kaiser. And Tate, gee, you've got to nail those sorts of opportunities.
Yeah, with a breeze like this, John, they're crucial, those sort of goals. They can, split the game open. It can be, from 3 goals to 6 goals like that.
Yep. As Glenelg now look to send the ball to the outer side of the ground. Benny Moore and also McConnell involved in possessions there, but they've managed to tie the ball up now under some sort of pressure there from the South Adelaide forward line, who were trying to keep the ball locked inside their defensive 50. The umpire will bounce the ball up now right in front of the scoreboard, which tells us it's a 1-point lead to Glenelg at the moment. Backwell again wins that clearance, kicks the ball out to the outer wing where South Adelaide have the numbers. Clark trying to link up with McGlone. His kick has missed that target on that occasion. McGlone does well and skillfully handballs the ball back to accommodate Nagel. He's got some full vision forward of him, kicks it inside 50, but flying high with an abundance of class there, taking a spectacular mark was Richard Douglas over the top of Archard. I tell you, Doug, that was all class.
That was all class. The siren is working too. It's quarter time, and Glenelg have gone in.
Maybe utilise Rogers up close with him and then open up a lot of space for some of their runners to run through the half-forward line and have some long shots on goal.
Umpire has the ball. The umpires today, incidentally, Anthony Mead, Sam Hale, Richard Williams. Plenty of experience there as Hanby got the hand pass away. Got it out there to Ketter. South Adelaide go first into attack towards centre half forward. Intercepted, though, here by Marcus Burdett. Swings it round in towards the centre of the ground, and it's all Glenelg. They've got control right now. Was Ruwald. Swings the ball down towards the 50-metre line. Coming out strongly was Hately. That was wonderful defensive football. Oh, he came out and attacked it. It was body against body. It was wonderful football too by the youngster there, and Richard Douglas from Glenelg. And for Adelaide Crow supporters, this boy is on your list. He's come across from Victoria. He's only a youngster, and he looks as though he has a real future. The ball's taken away here by Glenelg. A big high kick there by the player in Tom Logan, but it's a South Adelaide mark, and Hately's got it. Gets it out to McGlone. McGlone, the former Sydney rookie now, will find Kruger, the boy from Victor Harbour, as somebody walks past us and grabs a pasty sitting in front of us.
Billy Holst, Doug. He's been the timekeeper for many a year down the Bay Footy Club, and he's earned a pasty.
Well, I tell you what, timekeepers deserve every pasty they can get. They've been in the news of late, and maybe there wasn't the strength there to push the button. Who knows on last weekend?
A bit of extra sauce.
A bit of extra sauce or something like that, Tate. Exactly. As David Clark has got the ball now for South Adelaide. He was swung around as he tried to get it out. Umpire says it's play on, and he's eventually going to come in and ball it up. 1 point the margin here. Glenelg in front. 1.5 minutes has gone in the second quarter. This game coming to you live from Noarlunga on Life FM.
The restart in play, Fisher and also McGlone running at this ball. McGlone takes possession of it. A loopy handball, though, chewed up by the breeze and also by the spoiling fist of Richard Douglas. Ball heads over the boundary line where we'll see it thrown in 75 metres around from the Tigers' goal, who are kicking towards the southern end here of Noarlunga Oval, aided by a 5-goal breeze today, as we have said earlier in the broadcast. Fisher now takes the ball from the restart in play, goes towards McConnell, was tackled without possession, and the umpire agrees and pays the resultant free kick now to the former VFL player down at North Ballarat, as you mentioned earlier, Doug. So he'd be used to these wintry conditions, no doubt.
I used to work in Ballarat, actually. It does get a little bit nippy.
McConnell now kicks, looking for Backwell on the lead. Also Doherty coming out, involved in this one. Picks the ball up, shrugs the tackle and tries to handball it back towards Smith out there, is it? No, it's in actual fact, couldn't quite see on that occasion, but the ball's headed over for a boundary throw-in right in front of the scoreboard. Let's see now, Kirk and Smith trying to get front position. Neither are able to. Again, a lot of numbers involved in this contest. We'd like to see the play open up a bit, certainly from the side that has the breeze. Glenelg on this occasion. Sundquist takes possession and throws it on his left boot. Tommy Hately again charges out of the footy and does it very well with purpose, wins possession of it. Ball comes out now towards Jared Bennett, whose kick is going to either go out of bounds on the full or a Glenelg mark. Is it? No, Backwell unable to do so, and it will go over for a boundary throw in. 3 minutes played, no change to the quarter time scoreboard, which is Glenelg 2-6-18, South Adelaide 2-5-17. Again, the Panthers doing similar to what Glenelg did in the first quarter and trying to keep the ball out the outer side of the ground. They've got possession now through Sampson to Archard, to Alwyn Davey. He's going to weave his magic through a couple of Glenelg defenders and feeds the ball out now towards Clark and Kruger. Kruger sends it inside 50. Archard takes the mark, kicks it short to Warren. He'll handball the ball onto Sampson. The Panthers have run the ball all the way up the outer side of the ground, and the skipper runs into an open goal and kicks the opening major for this second quarter, does Clay Sampson. South Adelaide now regain the lead on the scoreboard. They move on to 3 goals, 5-23. Glenelg are 2-6-18. 4 minutes played in the second quarter, and take Kaysler, that is better method there from South Adelaide.
Yeah, a lot better running the ball, obviously using their numbers. And the handball's actually hitting the target, which created the loose man. And yeah, basically everyone was forward of the centre square, and that was just hard running.
I wonder how many of the South players were inspired by the effort of Tom Haitley. That was inspirational stuff out of defence, wasn't the way he just tackled twice. You're right, John.
Twice already this quarter, yep.
Brilliant stuff. A free kick here, though, to Glenelg in that centre bounce, and it comes out now to the player in McConnell. Easy to pick out because he's got the long sleeves, and a good mark, a good diving mark taken here by Aaron Rodgers, the big Glenelg full forward, making his way to Glenelg via Sydney and Melbourne. He was on their list there, and he'll go back. He's a fair lump of a lad too. Got the socks down. He'll go back and he'll kick from about 48 metres. He's got the breeze sort of behind him, but boy, we've found it's not as easy as it looks to kick goals from where he's going to kick from. Right in front of the grandstand here at Noarlunga.
Yeah, Doug, you think the kick's going to move from right to left, but the grandstand here from where he's going to kick it just shields it a little bit, so it won't move as much as it would from the other side of the ground, but he's nailed it. He's hit it beautifully.
It's his second goal for the afternoon. That one did not look like missing from the moment it left his boot. Sensational stuff. Glenelg back in front, 3-6-24. South Adelaide 3-5-23. Just a point the margin. 5.5 minutes have gone in the second quarter. Our special comments man this afternoon, he's always good value. North Adelaide Rover, Tate Kaysler.
Yeah, young Fisher just, acting captain today, is putting his body over the ball, rewarding himself with the free kick, and that's what's getting Glenelg the easy goals, that they're hard-working players in and under.
Kirk and Parry. Kirk comes over the top, but it's well read by Kenner, who kicks the ball up towards half forward. The last goal kicker for South Adelaide in Clay Sampson leads the chase to the ball. But well pressurised on that occasion by Panozzo, who got himself back into that contest and caused another ball up in play across the half-forward line now for the Panthers. Kirk goes at it again with Parry. Parry too good on that occasion. Goes to Hamby. Clever handball from that play to accommodate Davey. Sends the ball inside 50. Warren was going to fly high, but Paul Sherwood flew higher to affect the discipline spoil from behind, and McConnell takes the ball at ground level. Going back with courage and taking the mark was Tom Logan. Handballed the ball straight onto the big ruckman in Kirk, who did well to gain the ball after he spilling it initially and kicked it up towards Rodgers. Rodgers' marking attempt was spoiled, and South Adelaide repel the ball out of their defensive 50 through Clark. Archard able to take possession, tries to find Dale Ellis with a handball, but the ball goes over for a boundary throw-in as Dale Ellis comes off the ground to be replaced by Dennis Eilikson for his first run today, being manned up again also by Ryan Willett. So Willett's winning that position at the moment. Doug Oakley.
Watching now as Hanby's got the ball. He managed to burst his way clear, but the umpire said he was tackled, and I think it was a fair enough decision. If you're a South supporter, if you're a real dyed-on-the-wall South supporter, you'd say he was a little bit stiff, but I think it was fair enough, and the free kick paid here to Glenelg. Going down now. Hello, there's a little bit of a... No, it's all over now.
Just tangled feet, I think, just tripped over.
I think it was tangled feet to a couple of the players there in Burdett and McGlone. They're okay, though. They're back in playing football again. Nothing in that one. It's on the half-forward line for Glenelg at the moment. 1 point the margin. Glenelg in front, 3-6-24. South Adelaide, 3-5-23. 7.5 minutes have gone in the quarter. And believe it or not, there's a little bit of a breeze here. You can probably hear it. And Glenelg through Backwell, trying to kick off the ground. Backwell's got the ball now. Went with the hand pass. Lightning reflexes. Free kick will be paid here to Glenelg. As Backwell got that one.
Good hands from Brett Backwell there.
Very, very good. He's like a little mouse. They call him that, I know. But the way he was able to... I mean, it's a bit like the Tom and Jerry cartoons. I mean, Tom was never going to catch him.
Which one's he?
Well, he's the fullback for South, Haitley. But this is Backwell now. Backwell has got this free kick about 30 metres out. Comes in, kicks for goal. That one doesn't look like missing either. Good goal there too, Glenelg. And Brett Backwell who's been a wonderful player in the SANFL after moving over from Carlton, and of course a Queenslander before that, where his dad is a bit of a legend on the football scene. Glenelg 4 goals, 6:30. South Adelaide 3-5-23. 7 points the margin. The Tigers in front. 8 minutes have gone in the second quarter. Tate Kaysler.
Yeah, just 2 goals kicked by Glenelg. As we said, you know, they've had 2 shots and kicked 2 goals, and that could be the difference at the end of the game, you know, finishing off the hard work.
Parry now looks to win this one, does so towards Archard, unable to take possession, and Alan Davey positioned well to do so and does thrust the ball onto his left boot. It goes out towards Hamby and Douglas. Douglas keeps his feet, but the tap onto the ball accommodated McLean. He handballs to Archard, runs inside 50. Shot on goal. It will have the distance. It will also have the accuracy. And that is a classy reply from the South Adelaide South Adelaide side, and the Chuka recruit in Reece Archard pops through his first major for today, and the Panthers tighten things up on the scoreboard now. We've played 9 minutes in the second quarter, and South Adelaide 4-5-29, Glenelg 4-6-30, and no doubt Tate Kaysler, the game is just starting to open up now into some greater scoring opportunities, and some accuracy on the goal front actually helps that.
Yeah, just what we wanted to see, a bit of an open game, bit of running game, you know, a bit of a shootout, and it's starting to turn that way now, which is good.
There's the ball up to get played away. It might have been Kirk who got the tap out. The ball's on the ground. A hand pass from Archard once again, as we mentioned from Echuka, but he's a ready-made SANFL footballer. Here's McConnell coming through, a boy from Ballarat, down towards the half-forward line. He looks down here for Smith. It goes over his head. The race is on for it on this occasion. No one able to pick the ball up. Yes, they can. It was Neagle. Went with a hand pass, but it was straight to a Glenelg player. The boy there in Ruwald has got it across to Backwell. He drops the ball in short, finds Benny Moore. Benny Moore now, another short kick on the mark. Well, the free kick will be paid. It is a Glenelg free or mark. It is McConnell, and he has got this around about 45 metres out from goal. He'll kick from about 48, and it'll be interesting to see what his goal-kicking prowess is like. Good. Socks are down, sleeves are down on his jumper as he comes in.
He's a class act, Doug. You'll find this lad.
I think he was in the top 3 in their best and fairest last year at North Adelaide. Oh, that's a lovely kick for goal. No doubt at all about that. John, you've been watching these boys well, and Glenelg move further ahead now. 5 goals, 6. 5 goals, 6, which is 30. Leading the Panthers 4-5-29. So just 1 point the margin in favour of, hang on.
5-6-36, Doug.
5-6-36, that's right. 5-6-36.
We're going to have to send you back to school, I think, Doug. Get your times tables organised.
Because that guy took you past here, wasn't it?
Yeah, only one.
He was eyeing it off too.
It was just one. It's funny, you know. It's like that last drop of tea, and then your kids come along and you psychologically build up for it.
Parry involved in this ruck contest thumped the ball about 30 metres out of that one, but the umpire will recall that bounce because it favoured only that player. Sorry to cut short your humour there, Doug. We'll talk about your pasty habits, but we'll come back to those shortly. We'll see if we can't, if anyone listening has got a pasty nearby. Doug Oakley is searching one. Backwell again, playing very good footy again today. Unable to affect a clear possession on that occasion, though, and Williams for South Adelaide does so on the up to Nagel. Well done by that player. Gets the ball up to Hamby. His kick is going to fall short. Ryan Willetts playing in front of Ilex and did well. Threw the ball up, and it was picked up by Archer. He'll have a shot on goal from where he kicked the last one for the South Adelaide side, but unable to get the same result. Didn't quite get the journey. It was going to miss in any case to the outer side of the ground, but going back with the flight of the ball and taking a good defensive mark was Adam Fisher for the Glenelg side, and he clears the ball to the outer side of the ground where Marcus Burdett has taken the mark. Burdett kicking towards the leader Smith. Perry intercepts and reads the play well, takes the mark. He's going to chip it laterally towards Bennett. Bennett takes the mark. He is still about 95 metres out from the Panther goal. He's got a sideways option as well in Clark. Decides to chip short and finds Kruger in front of Fisher on that occasion. He's only gained about 15 metres though, and the Panthers still 80 metres out from their goal front, searching for a scoring opportunity, a plethora of leads. Sampson provides the most vigorous, but that one is ignored. Sherwood playing in front of that pack goes for the mark. It was spoilt. The umpire says play on, and play on they do, and a pack of players involving Ruwalt there for Glenelg, and also Benny Warren for the Panthers ensures that the ball will result in a bounce down 30 metres out from the Panther goal.
There's the throw up there to get play underway once again. Players trying to barge their way through, can't do so. Desperate fight for it there. Not too far out from the South Adelaide goal. They trailed at the moment by 7 points. It was Fisher. Went with the left foot, but he's out of bounds on the full. And this free kick to be taken by Damien Cupido now. 50 metres out from goal, outer side of the ground and kicking into the breeze. He's too far out to score, you would think, given these conditions, although he's renowned for his freakish displays. No, he's going to go short. In fact, he's going to put the player in David Clark, the former Carlton boy, about 70 metres out from goal, but he does it brilliantly as he lobs the ball. Just set it up in just such a perfect fashion, and McGlone was on the lead. And Scotty McGlone, also from Echuca, but playing for Sydney Swans on their rookie list anyway after his time at Echuca. He will go back and kick for goal, I reckon about 30, 35 metres out, Tate Casler from there. Yeah, looks like it as he's got to start it out left. It's a beautiful kick. The umpire hadn't moved. It's a goal. It's gone right through the middle. It is another one to South Adelaide. They trail now by just the 1 point. 5-5-35. Glenelg 5-6-36. 14 minutes have gone in the second quarter. It's developing into a pretty good game of football, Tate. Yeah, that's right. And, you know, that's just a little bit of smarts there by Cupido, you know, bringing the ball back inside to Clark. You know, some people would have thought, why are you going 20 metres backwards? But obviously it created a bit of a space there for someone to lead in. If it had just gone long from 50 out, would have been a, you know, 5-on-5 contest. Seller now to compete against Parry in this centre rucking contest. Parry wins it down and does it well, deftly towards Kenner, utilises McLean. He likewise does Hanby, and Hanby then throws it on the boot. The breeze catches hold of that one, and it just virtually went sideways in the end towards the outer side of the ground. Glenelg have the numbers there. The numbers went out in the end. Logan combines there with Ruwald. He utilises McConnell. McConnell, a clever use of the handball. Kick. Back towards Logan, kicks it inside 50 and spots up Richard Douglas, who just lost his opponent David Clark on that occasion, and he'll line up from about 50-55 metres out, outer side of the ground, kicking with the out of the breeze. He'll get the journey. You heard Tate Casler call it. It was a clever kick from the Glenelg player in Logan on that occasion. And let's have a look at Douglas's shot on goal. It's moving from right to left, and it's moved a bit too far on that occasion for the young Adelaide Crow listed player. Goes through for a minor score. He is kicked one behind now, and Glenelg move on to 5-7-35. South Adelaide 5-5-35. 2 point break to the Tigers at the moment. We've played 15.5 minutes in the second quarter as we wait now for Josh Thurles. Brings the ball into the outer side of the ground, looking for Parry, showing courage and going in front of him. Took a clean mark of the ball before Parry spoiled it and then got into his back and pay the mark or the free kick. Either way, it will go back into the hands of the player who had that shot on goal from almost at an identical position in Richard Douglas. Let's see if he's learned from his last shot at goal. Just puts it to the top of the square, allows the breeze to do its work. It's going to go close. It's going to go very close. The umpire, goal umpire that is positioned best of all, says the ball was touched just before going over. Through for another minor score there to Richard Douglas, but a good effort, and it's through for another behind. So the Tigers are 5-8-38. The South Adelaide are 5-5-35. 3 point lead to the Glenelg side, but Tate Casler, I think Doug did say it earlier, South Adelaide battle manfully to get the ball out of their back half. Haitley and Hamby under some pressure. We'll just stick with this for a moment as Thurles is able to gain possession, links up with Hamby, and then kicks the ball out of bounds on the full in front of the coach's box, centre wing there for South Adelaide. But your first proper look, I guess, at Richard Douglas, you did see him last week, but he does look like a very talented pickup for the Adelaide Crows. Yeah, very promising. He works really hard, you know, forward and back, and, you know, he can be a little bit of a goal sneak up forward as well, which is, you know, it's always handy in someone's team. And once again, front and centre, where you want to be. Willits it was who had that free kick, and he launched it into the air. It comes out to Douglas, another shot for goal, and another miss. He's kicked 3 behinds in about as many minutes, you would think. And Glenelg, 5 goals, 9-39. South Adelaide, 5-5-35. We played 17.5 minutes of the second quarter. The Bay's going with a very, very strong breeze. As I've mentioned a couple of times, you can hear it through our mics. Archer is the ball now for South Adelaide. On now to David Clark, racking up the possessions, drives it down now towards the wing. South Adelaide surging forward. The boy down there is McGlone. That is McGlone. Once again, hasn't he developed into a very, very good player? He in turn has found his teammate too. Was it Ilgerson? His kick across towards centre half forward, but it's all Glenelg, and Panozzo who we know can take the big grab. He leapt very high, took the chest mark on that occasion, brings it out now towards the grandstand wing. Jeff Smith, former Geelong rookie, down towards half foot. Up goes Brett Backwell, couldn't take the mark, tries to fend off his opponent in Neagle. Still got the kick away, did it well, but it's intercepted here by the South Adelaide boy in Thulis. He in turn went across to Williams, goes on there to Archard, out now to Bennett. This is good football by South. David Clark, another hand pass on there to the pacey little Kenner. Takes one bounce, take two bounces, drives the ball right up in towards the teeth of goal. In fact, he's put it through for a minor score. Promising build-up, South Adelaide, though. They move along to 5-6-36. Glenelg, the Tigers, of 5-9-39. We've got 3 points the margin here. A real thriller down at Noarlunga. 19 minutes have gone in the second quarter. And Tate Casler, South Adelaide, showing some good patches of football, but Glenelg still in control.
Yeah, they're getting a lot better run from their backline now. The South Adelaiders.
Benny Moore takes three bounces, runs from the half back line to the half forward line, inside 50, shot on goal. Fantastic solo effort after an outstanding mark and handball from his skipper today in Adam Fisher, but his shot for goal, probably an exhausted one, I'd suggest, after running about 100 metres with the ball there. The skipper, the former skipper, popped it through for a minor score. The ball's been brought back in play here. Glenelg another chance now as Smith takes possession. His handball was intercepted by Parry on that occasion, tapped the ball out towards Bennett and the boundary line. Not quite got it out the bounds there, but Alan Davey is there to assist, throws it on his left boot, and Willett's playing in front. Will he take the mark? No, he won't, but Fisher, working hard both ends of the ground, picks up the crumb and then feeds it inboard where David Mitchell has taken the mark. He's thinking about coming out wide here towards Luke Pinozzo, but in the end decides to go a bit more direct. Pops it long and strong inside 50. McConnell, Rogers storming out, got to the footy but unable to take the mark, and South Adelaide through Williams and Kenner relieve pressure towards the grandstand side of the ground. Sampson and also Pinozzo involved in this contest. The veteran Sampson wins out, kicks the ball towards Warren. Warren takes possession, pops it on the left boot, and Cupido best position to mark, but Bryce Gibbs did very well on that occasion to affect the spoil, and then wins the resultant free kick deep inside defensive territory for the Glenelg side. They lead by 4 points. We are into time on now. Just ticked over the 20-minute mark of this second quarter.
It won't be a shootout today, but it's a good game of footy. Lover's got the ball on the wing now for South Adelaide. Got it across to Williams. Two of their younger players. Clay Sampson, the South captain there, forced into a hurried kick, but still was quite effective down towards half forward, and the ball's been knocked across the boundary line in front of the crowd here. I'd say a fairly sizable crowd, considering the fact that it's a very blowy, blustery sort of a day, and the showdown's on tonight. I think the
about 2,800, 2,500 to 3,000 here, Doug.
I think that'd be a fair call. There's the throw in there. Getting the tap out there was Craig Parry, but it's taken by Richard Douglas again. He's had the ball almost on a string in this quarter. He is very, very good. A hand pass comes out here now to Ruwalt. Drops the ball in short, and Brett Backwell it is, who went to go for a hand pass but decided to hold things up right in front of the crowd on the centre wing to drive Glenelg into attack.
Looks for the leader, Doldig. His opposite number, both in terms of opponent and Guernsey number in Carlisle, was there to affect the spoil. Did so with discipline, the young developing Port Power defender. Doug, we saw him have an intriguing battle with Clive Waterhouse at Alberton a couple of weeks ago, so he is a developing player for the Port Power Club as Rodney Love now takes possession of the ball from that stoppage. Nagel is there to take possession as well after the ball trickled at his feet for a little while, and Bennett fed the ball back to him. He kicks the ball inboard now, does Love, and finds Kruger inside the centre square. He chips it high and short for McGlone. McGlone popped Thulis under enormous pressure with that handball and has created a turnover now. Picked up by Mitchell, kicks his customary torpedo punt as he does regularly throughout a game inside 50. Rogers pops by some enormous pressure there on Haitley. The Glenelg got a chance here as Bennett's well tackled by Rogers. He could go here for holding the ball. No, in the end, Haitley and Nagel got over the top of him, and the umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt. It was a good tackle, though, Tate Kaiser by Aaron Rogers, almost resulting in a free kick as Logan comes over the top, belts it goal. It needed a player running onto it. There wasn't on that occasion, and South Adelaide now will clear the ball out of their defensive half with relative ease. With such ease that David Clark takes a bounce, fails to take possession of the ball after the bounce, runs back and picks it up again, kicks it to Thulis, who then drops the chest mark and has time to go back and get it again and feed it back to Clark. So they're messing around with it, but they've got time to do so as Clark kicks it inside 50, and the comedy of errors will finish Doug Oakley with a shot on goal from Stephen Kenner, 35 metres directly in front. That one will not be one for the highlights reel, I think, for Coach Robbie Pymans throughout the week.
It will be for the supporters if Kenner can drill this one. This is an amazing game, this game of football, because if he kicks his goal, and there's a chance that he will, South will hit the front. Yet they've been really outplayed by Glenelg in this game. In comes Kenner now. Kicks for goal. I think he's put it through. South Adelaide have hit the front. The Panthers 6 goals, 6:42 over Glenelg, 5:10:40. 23 minutes have gone in the second quarter. The broadcast on Life FM and special comments from North Adelaide Rover, Tate Kaesler.
Yeah, even though there's a few, few errors on that play there, I think Robbie Pymans will be reasonably happy with the run that he's getting from his backline, and that's what's creating his options up forward. As soon as your backline stop running, that's where you lose all your drive. So, even though, as I said, there was a few errors, he'd be reasonably happy.
South Adelaide into the breeze have kicked 4 goals. 4 goals, 1 in this quarter. It's been a very, very good effort as Kirk and also Parry go up for that one. No one able to break clear, but a free kick here to Glenelg. And a hand pass comes out now to McConnell. In he comes, kicks the ball. He's a beautiful kick. He's got 70 metres on that one. From behind it was Bennett, who thumped the ball away from Smith. Intercepted by Thulis. Got it on down to the running Bennett. Bennett now with a hand pass. Goes out there to Tommy Haitley. Has had a wonderful second quarter. Haitley down towards the wing. And there'll be a free kick paid there to Rodney Love on the outer wing. A push in the back as he went for that mark. And the player in Fisher right there behind him was the infringer, as Love tries to get round his opponent, touches the ball to the ground, then goes with a funny little left foot kick, but kicking into the breeze. It was probably effective in the end, and the boy taking the mark there is, it looks like...
Kruger.
It is Kruger. Lee Kruger, coming up from Victor Harbour, and has been around the place for a few years and is developing now into a pretty handy sort of a footballer. He drops the ball in short and finds his teammate in Bennett across half-back there. Another short kick has found the player in McGlone. He in turn drops it short, and Alapate Carlisle, Bobby Carlisle as they call him, probably named after the singer, the Butterfly Kisses man. Plays on, got the kick away there to Neagle, taken by McGlone. He's lost the ball, missed what he might have taken, but recovered well. Got the hand pass away there to Thulis, intercepted there, or coming out strongly and taking the ball there was Big Willits, and the ball's been knocked across the line for a throw-in. On the half-forward line for South Adelaide, they're about 50, 60 metres out from goal. 2 points the margin. South Adelaide in front, 25 minutes into the second quarter.
Coming on for his first run for Glenelg, making his league debut, is Rick Saunders now, wearing the Guernsey number 55A, as the resultant boundary throw-in again ends in another stoppage across the South Adelaide half-forward line. And the fact that they've been able to kick 4 goals into this breeze augurs well for their ability to win this game. The side that can kick the higher score into the breeze, I think, will win this game, as Davey kicks the ball inside 50. Sherwood leads Warren to the ball on that occasion. He takes the mark. And I tell you, boys, it's quite often wind can just be a myth. It's a mental thing more so than a physical thing. And the side that has so far been kicking against the breeze has outscored their opponent in both quarters, simply because their ability to run in numbers and work harder, as Panozzo now takes possession, goes across goals, looking for Kirk on that occasion. The big fella takes the ball on the bounce and gives an interesting-looking roost around his body, which goes underground for about 65 metres, gains some yardage. Clark takes possession of it, kicks it back from whence it came. Logan was best positioned there to take possession, was beaten to it by Kenner on that occasion. He's had a wonderful quarter, has the former Carlton Rover. Kenner kicked the ball inside 50. Clay Sampson tried to soccer the ball. I think it was Clay when perhaps he was better positioned to pick it up, and as such the ball is turned over here, and it'll be the Glenelg side to take possession of the ball now. And it will be, let's have a look out Gibbs there. Bryce Gibbs, I think, not Ross. His dad, Ross, is sitting about 10 yards in front of us here in the grandstand. And Bryce takes possession of the ball, kicks it towards the outer side of the ground where Luke Panozzo takes the mark. He's about 70 metres out from the South Adelaide goal. In the back half of the ground there for the Tigers. Looks for backball. The kick carried over the top of his head. It was taken by his opponent in Nagel. He utilises Kenner. Kenner goes by hand to Sampson, goes back with courage with the flight of the ball, and manages to take possession of it. Kicks it inside 50. Willits read it well. Took possession of it, threw it on his boot. Kirk should take possession. You know, he's clean bowled on that occasion by an unkind bounce, and Parry was able to take the ball. Feeds Archard.
pressure.
Great pressure from behind from Jeff Smith here. Will open up an opportunity for the Tigers. Backwell takes possession of it, sticks around a couple of players. He looks for McConnell. Again, the ball just carries with that breeze and allows Bennett into this contest. He's fallen over, though, as has McConnell, sliding in to try and affect the tackle. Feeds it up to Kruger. Kruger accommodates the Burdett chase. Chips it short. It's not 15 to Williams. Yes, it is, says the umpire. And Dylan Williams takes the relieving mark for the South Adelaide side.
I think showing a little bit of pity on the players there, because he was kicking into the breeze. 2 points the margin. South Adelaide in front as we approach half-time. 28 minutes of the quarter gone. Reasonably low scoring at this stage. 6-6 to South, 42. Glenelg 5-10, 40. As Alapate Carlisle out now towards the half-back line, and Kenner, probably the best player on the ground in this quarter, has taken the mark, goes in short, and we'll find Tommy Haley, who's been inspirational for South. A hand pass on now to Carlisle. Another hand pass on now to young Dylan Williams, recruited from the local leagues this year. He's only 18, 19 years of age. Looks down here for Cupido, but intercepting there we find the Glenelg defenders, and Big Willits, who's been very good at centre half-back today. Down towards the wing, and he's found Rick Saunders, coming across from Victoria this year, getting his first touch, I think, in the SANFL. Gets the ball out. Oh, there's Kenner chipping in once again. And so it's half-time in very trying conditions for the players, and the Panthers go in at the long break. Probably, but even at that level of footy, you get a little bit excited and you just want your kid to do well, don't you? And to enjoy the game. Yeah. I think it's just so important. 2 points the margin here. We're just about to commence the second half. South Adelaide 6-6-42, Glenelg 5-10-40. The siren is working. John Simons is about to have his iced coffee, so I'll take the first bounce, and parry it was who was up high. Got the tap out there to Hanby. Went with the hand pass, as you might expect in those centre breaks. Comes out now to Love. Love now tries to burst his way clear. Gets the hand pass out to Kruger. Kruger tries to get round an opponent. He's under a lot of pressure. Going in very hard. There is Cupido. Might have got one a bit high. No play on, calls the umpire. He's throwing himself in as Cupido goes in short, and he's found McGlone on the half-forward line. Will drop the ball in short. But that was actually, it was sort of dropped in short, but it ended up going in long because the wind carried it, and Paul Sherwood, Mr. Dependable, down there in that last line of defence, took the mark. He switches play, and it's worked out okay there for the Bays, and the mark has been taken on the outer side of the ground there by the player in Sunquest, the boy back from Sydney. And the mark was taken by him, and he's going to go in short once again, out on the outer side of the ground. South Adelaide going with the breeze, but a mark's been taken here by Sunquest again. It mustn't have been him who kicked it, and there was somebody else.
Kicked it to Panozzo, Doug.
Panozzo. Another short kick, and McConnell's got it now, pretty much in the same position on the defensive 50-metre line, right near the toilets on the outer side of the ground. So I guess if the ball has a weak bladder, as a solution.
Well, this will be interesting to see whether Glenelg are going to take up the challenge to attack on the scoreboard in this third quarter, or whether they're just willing to defend and back their ability to come home with that strong breeze. For early indications are, Doug, they're going down the defensive path against this strong breeze.
As we find the Panthers going forward again, this time it's going to be Bennett who's got the ball. Gets down towards the half-forward line. South Adelaide now in control. Clay Sampson, the captain, drops the ball in the direction of Warren. He'll be under a lot of pressure there. And he gets the hand pass away. Got it out there to the player in Ilgerson. Went with another hand pass. Love has got it. Or is it Sampson? Went with the hand pass over to Benny. Warren walks into an open goal. And I think he's just squeezed that one through. Yes, it has. But I tell you what, the breeze does some funny things, but a good goal to South Adelaide in the opening couple of minutes of this quarter. And the Panthers now move along to 7 goals, 6-48. Glenelg 5-10-40. Exactly 2 minutes have gone in the quarter. Let's get some comments from North Adelaide Rover, Tate Koesler.
Yeah, good captain's effort there by Clay Sampson. Got it out on the outer wing there and kicked the ball forward and followed it up, Doug, and that's always pretty handy when you're going with the breeze. If you've got no runners there, it makes it a bit slower, but yeah, excellent effort by Sampson to get reward Warren with the goal.
We've got a little bit of time, lads, as the ball for the kick from Warren just landed just about in his hometown there of Langhorne Creek, Doug. They're just retrieving it at the moment.
Now, hang on, John, I need to get you an atlas, because I don't think Langhorne Creek is directly south of this ground.
Oh, no, but if you look at the angle he kicked it on...
Oh, fair enough,
If you look at the angle he kicked it on, it might have just lobbed, perhaps via my Ponga, which is, of course, in the opposite geographical direction. But it was a nice segue to commenting on the goal kicker on that occasion in Benny Warren. I think I've rambled on long enough for the umpire to set us in motion again. And we have, as Hanby takes possession of the ball, but he can't get a a clear possession away from a couple of Tiger tacklers on that occasion, and we'll restart the play in the same way again as Sam Hay pops it on the ground, and Logan it is that takes possession for Glenelg. Handballs out wide for Fisher. Fisher utilises McConnell again. He steps inside. He's a clever player, the lad from North Ballarat. Kicks it inside 50. Backwell involved in the marking contest, spoilt by Clark on that occasion. It's Hately with his head over the ball. Can't take possession of it, but does well to tap it in the direction of Kruger. He then taps it back to Hately. The three South Adelaide defenders with David Clark on that occasion. The three of them working overtime. I've got the ball out now towards Nagel. He steps around Kerr, kicks it long. Kenner's going to come from the front. Sherwood with courage, playing in front of Warren on that occasion. That was a courageous marking attempt. Courage in the terms of being the only player prepared to present himself, to back himself into marking that contest, and he did it well, did the state defender. Feeds the ball out wide now, and it's Mitchell who goes out looking for Fisher. He's got some time and space in front of him. McGlone closing the gap. Fisher takes a bounce, comes back in board and finds young Jared Sundquist. He kicks in board, and he'll feed the ball on to Mitchell, still inside the centre square, slightly forward of centre for the Glenelg side. He's got McConnell to utilise laterally. He's got players out wide. One of them is Benny Moore, his former skipper, and the other one is current acting skipper in Fisher. He utilises Adam Fisher, chips the ball up inside 50 and finds Douglas. Douglas is going to do likewise. Mitchell has made ground, some hard running from inside the centre square, and he'll take a shot on goal 40 metres out on the outer side of the ground. And you'd have to suggest, Tate Casler, Glenelg were very, very patient then in trying to wait for the right option to keep possession of the ball into this strong breeze.
Yeah, possession footy, and they didn't try and rush it, John. And obviously, you know, keeping hold of the ball, it's give him a shot on goal, which is what you want.
Let's have a look. How can Mitchell convert from 40 out? The kick is not quite going to get the journey. It's Ruwald trying to soccer from off the ground, foot through for a goal. He can't. Parry picks it up and utilises McLean as well. Clark gets the kick away for South Adelaide. It comes to Williams. He feeds Bennett. He's going to bring the ball out now. The grandstand side of the ground, Thulis and also Kruger. A lot of handball here from the South Adelaide side. Eventually Kruger pops it onto his left boot. Benny Moore attacks it well with Kenner with him. It's a great contest. Moore did well, won the free kick. Glenelg may go with the advantage here. No, the umpire has sensibly brought the free back to the former Glenelg skipper and former Richmond player in Benny Moore. Gives the ball out to Douglas. Douglas goes wide. Burdett is running for him. Again, he's a nice disposer of the ball. This one is perfect towards Aaron Rodgers. His diving attempt is unable to take the mark in, and South Adelaide will win possession now. Alapat Carlisle looking to soccer the ball off ground. Bryce Gibbs, with an abundance of skill there, was able to take possession of it. Dives over the ball now, and as does Burdett, and joins him, and the umpire will come in. Bounce the ball down, slightly forward of centre for the South Adelaide side, outer side of the ground. They lead by 8 points. We've played 6 minutes into the third quarter at Noarlunga.
Playing today for the big Kerry Darley Cup, two of the great champs who played with both these clubs, or played with the two clubs, of course, respectively. As the action back now with South Adelaide now through Michael Hanby, who played with both clubs, in fact. Went with the hand pass across to Damien Cupido. His target down here is Warren. Getting up high from behind was Ilgerson. Taken by Kenner, races it and kicks the goal and puts it through to Stephen Kenner. This boy's an excitement machine. That's his second goal for the afternoon. And South Adelaide move along to 8 goals, 6. 8 goals, 6.54, leading Glenelg, 5 goals, 10.40. So a 14-point margin now to the Panthers. 7 minutes have gone in the quarter. South Adelaide kicking with the breeze, and Stephen Kenner. Ever had to run on him, Tate Casler?
I probably stayed about 10 metres behind him, Doug, if I was running on him, because he's very, very fast. But they're the goals you want as a little crumbing forward. Just a beautiful one off the pack. As our forward line coach, Darren Jarman, says, all you little seagulls, as soon as the ball goes up in the air, you make sure you're around the packs there.
Little seagulls, eh? Okay, I thought he might have said chickens.
Nah, seagulls.
Seagulls, that's definitely it. Yeah, crumbing there, getting the stuff. As it's McConnell now driving Glenelg forward. Good effort there. Got it across there to Mitchell. And Mitchell has got this mark about 60 metres out from goal, kicking into the breeze. If it was at the other end, you'd say he's a real chance, because he's the best kicker of the football at the SANFL. I don't think there's much doubt about that. And here comes David Mitchell. Not a bad sort of a kick, just the same. Good mark. He found his target too. And Kirk, is that Kirk?
Yeah.
It is. Big Daniel Kirk it was from behind. Took a real good mark. Now he's deep in the pocket. He's got a breeze that is sort of swirling around him and coming at him too. So this will take an enormous effort to kick this one. He'll kick from about 30 metres. 30 metres normally. would present a problem, but today, enormous problems.
Particularly with that breeze, it's going to move it from left to right. That's an almost impossible kick
I'll
from
tell
there.
you what,
it's a great effort,
It's
though.
close. I tell you what, I think it's a goal.
I think it is. Yeah,
What
great effort. Kirky.
Oh, phenomenal goal. And Glenelg have kicked their six goals, 10 now, 46. South Adelaide 8-6, 54. 8.5 minutes have gone in the third quarter. Live from Noarlunga on Life FM, and comments from the little seagull himself, Tate Kaysler.
Well, when a ruckman can kick a goal like that, Doug, it's surely got to spark your team, and especially going into the breeze. The big fella, he's floated forward and taken a mark, and you don't see that too often these days, the big ruckman going forward kicking goals.
There was the tap out from Parry, got it across to Hanby, again a hand pass on to Nagel. Nagel down towards half forward. Clay Sampson from behind used his body very, very well. The race is still on. Will be picked up here by South Adelaide. Is that Williams?
Yep.
Drops the ball in short in the direction of McGlone. Good spoil by the Glenelg defenders. McGlone recovered well, got the hand pass out to Love. He's caught, went with a hand pass, a hurried one across to Hanby. Another hand pass, a shot for goal here by Archard. Has put it through. They worked hard for it and eventually got it, and Reece Archard has kicked that goal. South Adelaide 9 goals, 660. Glenelg 6-10, 46 on the Life FM scoreboard. 10 minutes into the third quarter. Tate Kaysler, this boy Reece Archard from country Victoria, he's a ready-made league footballer.
Yeah, very good player, runs hard, once again front and centre. Another little seagull, obviously, Doug, getting at the front there, kicking goals. But you see these first 3 goals from South have come from their midfield or on-ball brigade. The Glenelg defence is tight and very good at the back. They're not giving, obviously, Cupido and Warren the easy kicks. So, you know, Glenelg are going to have to tighten up in the midfield there.
As
the restarting play. Yeah, sorry, South Adelaide, Doug. It is through. Nagel gets it inside 50. And Eilertson coming out, takes the mark about 40 metres out, scoreboard side of the ground. He'll have the shot on goal. Led Ryan Willits to the ball on that occasion for one of the rare times today. Been impressed with Willits' game down there in the defensive end of the ground for the Glenelg side. But beaten on that occasion, the lad who spent some time at Henley in between coming to South Adelaide after playing his early footy down at Woodville West Torrens, comes in. Lines up for goal. Is a pretty good shot for goal normally, and he makes no mistake on this occasion. Through for his opening goal of the game. Now, there is some conjecture here, Doug, between Eilertson and Ilgeson. Where are we going with that one?
Well, I'd say Ilgeson because...
Is the J silent?
Yeah, I reckon sort of Ilgeson. So it's almost as if Matty Smith was telling me the best way to say it is to look at the name, Ilgeson. So that C in there, that first C or the only C in there probably is a silent one.
ILJC, I'm taking the J as an E in the pronunciation. So we'll have to find that out during the week.
Yeah, I just got a feeling it might be Ilgeson, but you go with yours and I'll go with mine, and then there'll be a protest for an extra player.
He's kicked the goal in any case, and South Adelaide now 10 goals, 6. They are 66, and Glenelg 6-10, 46. So it's a 20-point break to the Panthers, and that is the biggest lead of the match thus far. 11.5 minutes in to the premiership quarter. Kirk went up early. Curry was able to grab the ball unopposed, fed the handball out. Now it's taken by Hanby. He'll get a shot on goal from about the 50-metre line, but in the end it didn't quite get the journey, and Willits was able to take the mark deep in defensive territory. Would have gone through for a behind in any case, but has taken the mark, kicks it across goal. Dangerous into that breeze. It could have been tricky to negotiate, but was able to find Panozzo. He's going to attack now at the attacking side of the ground. Great to see. Comes out here where young Ruwald had made space, and he takes the mark uncontested. Backwell has made space for him, provides the lead, and Ruwald's kick is skillful enough to find his target on that occasion in Backwell. Takes the mark. He looks for Smith, and he has also taken the mark. See some spaces open up now on this grandstand side of the ground, be there due to the rare occasion of Glenelg bringing it down here now. Moore has taken the mark onto the ground. Seller was come on through the interchange lines and was able to receive the handball. Kicks it long inside 50. Rogers storming out there with Carlisle. Carlisle was able to affect the spoil. South Adelaide may have created the turnover here. Yes, they have. Hanby gets it up to Nagel. He's going to go out wide now, out of side of the ground, where South Adelaide got players free. One of them on this occasion is Rodney Love. He's played on. Luke Panozzo's right onto him, lays the tackle. He's gone. Is he for holding the ball? No, the umpire says play on. Strong tackle from Saunders on Nagel. Creates the turnover now, and Pinozzo's going to utilise Saunders out wide. Takes possession of the ball, kicks it inside 50, looking for a target. No, it's gone over the head of Douglas, and the relieving mark has been taken by David Clark. But in any case, Josh Thulis was interfered with, takes the free kick, feeds it off to Clark. He's put Archard under pressure here. Mitchell affects the spoil. It's picked up now by Ruwald. He needs some support under pressure. Handball misses the target in Doldig, and Hately's able to take possession of the ball. Handball's out for Kruger. He's going to have to stop and wait for it. He does. His handball to Bennett is poor, but Bennett takes it on the bounce. Then handballs to McGlone, who's under some pressure as well. He feeds Clark on the overlap. He's got Williams inboard. He's got Handy outboard. He's got Sampson further outboard inside 50. Handballs to the skipper. Has a shot on goal and hits the post. Hits the post through for a minor score. Great build-up there from South Adelaide. Clay Sampson, 1 goal, 1 today. And the Panthers are 10-7-67 on the Life FM scoreboard. Glenelg 6-10-46. It's a 21-point margin. 14 minutes played in the premiership quarter. Doug.
Bit of a thriller here. Yes, the action has just come to a bit of a standstill at the moment. The umpire coming in to ball it up. It's on the half-forward line for South Adelaide, about 60 metres out from goal. It's been strange today, though. There's strong breeze. Not too many huge goals have been kicked. The ball has sort of swirled the ball around. The wind, at least, has swirled the ball around as we watch now as a...
blood rule, Doug.
It is a blood rule.
Reece Archard coming off.
So Reece Archard is coming off, and we've got Davey. This is Alwyn Davey, brother of Aaron, of course, the Melbourne star. And young Alwyn, I thought Alwyn Davies' game early today, the first quarter particularly, was excellent because he's renowned as a bit of a forward pocket goal sneak, but he did some wonderful stuff around the ground and he looks identical to his brother.
Just like to see him finish his work in front of goal a little bit more after 1 goal 2 today. You know, turns it into 2 goal 1. He's become a more menacing proposition.
You suspect the day will come when he'll kick 6 or 7 in the one game, but we haven't seen it yet as the ball comes back now in the direction of David Clark. Fed the ball out there to Love. Another hand pass to Williams. Williams in turn goes with a hand pass out here to South Adelaide. Boyd coming through in Thulis. A big long kick right up in towards the teeth of goal. Thumped away by McConnell. That was good defensive work. South Adelaide have got it though. Another hand pass this time from McGlone. Got it across to Clay Sampson. He got the hand pass away. Play on calls the umpire. Davey, brilliant. Went with the kick. He eluded his opponent and then has kicked the ball across the face of goal. Didn't quite put the angle on it that he was hoping to. It comes out to Brady Backwell. He's copped one a little bit too high and there will be a free kick. Body was over the ball. I think it's Backwell down there. It's either Backwell or McConnell because they've got long sleeve Guernseys and it's Brett Backwell, and I think it's a fair call, that one. When you've got your head over the ball and a player comes in to affect the tackle, you've got to be ever so careful. And so Backwell, the former Carlton Rover, now with Glenelg, been over here now about his 5th year, I reckon, over here. Playing with West Adelaide first as Backwell comes in, kicks the ball high in the air. I think it might be Bennett from behind. It was a beautifully judged mark, that one. Not a real effective kick as Clay Sampson comes off.
He's just been holding his back the last couple of minutes, so whether it's precautionary or in a bit of strife, but coming off now to be replaced by Dale Ellis as the Panthers go inside 50. Warren storming out of that one. Sherwood they're right there with him, and Willett's the third man up, affected the defensive spoil over the boundary line through for a boundary throw-in now as opposed to a behind, and we've played 16.5 minutes in the third quarter here. So it's a 21-point lead by the Panthers, but the game is still reasonably even money given the strength of the breeze. Parry grabs the ball out of the ruck. It comes to Love. The spillage comes out towards that play. He's going to run in towards goal. Gets a shot on goal and puts it through for a major. There to Rodney Love. His first for the game. As we said earlier, he's averaged 2 or 3 a game this year so far, and gets on the scoreboard for the first time today. And South Adelaide 11-7-73, Glenelg 6-10-46. 27-point lead now to the home side. 17 minutes into the third quarter. I don't know about you, Tate Kaiser, but I'm thinking any lead over 20 points, given the close nature of this game, is enough for the home side. So at the moment, the odds are stacked in the favour of a South Adelaide victory.
Yeah, I mean, Glenelg really have to clamp down now. You know, probably 10 minutes to go in this quarter. You'd like to hold them to, you know, where it is and probably get 1 or 2 yourself. I mean, I don't think it's out of him. As we said, this breeze is quite strong, you know, but it's obviously not just going to do it by itself. The breeze, you know, you have to work hard. But, yeah, Glenelg really have to clamp down because this could blow out very quickly. You know, he's been dominating this quarter, Craig Parry.
Yep.
He's been brilliant, hasn't he, at those ball-ups in the centre. Each time South have seemed to have got the ball away. Not on this occasion, though. And it is Glenelg who wrapped the ball up midway between wing and half-forward. Umpire Williams comes in and said, it is going to be mine once again. South Adelaide, 11-7-73. Over the Bays, 6-10-46. 18 minutes have gone in the third quarter. There's the ball up once again. It's taken this time by Bennett. He's tackled as he went to try to break his way clear. A hand pass came out here. Will be picked up by Backwell. Amazing how he's able to elude his opponents. Brett Backwell now driving Glenelg into attack. Down towards the half-forward line he goes. The ball eludes all players there. There's... Kruger was in there for South Adelaide. He's lost it too. Eventually picked up by Haitley. Fed the hand pass out there, and South Adelaide will come out of defence. And there was a wonderful tackle applied there. Advantage is played here to Glenelg. It's McConnell who drops the ball in, and the mark's been taken by...
Dolding, yep. Sorry, no, Rogers has got the mark. We were just commenting on the tackle. Was affected by Matty Dolding. Yep.
Yeah, wonderful tackle, yeah. That must lift the team, Tate, when you see, you know, and I'm sorry for interrupting you from having a drink. It's all right, Doug. I couldn't get a pass to you at half-time there because they said the head commentator at Life FM took the last one. In comes Rogers. There's his kick for goal. I think he's just squeezed it through. Yes, he has. A much-needed goal, that one, to the Bays too, although they will have the use of this strong breeze in the last quarter. Glenelg 7 goals, 10, 52, but trailing South Adelaide, 11-7-73. 19 minutes into the third quarter on the Life FM scoreboard. You've finished with your...
I'm right now, Doug.
You're all set, Tate?
Yes.
Yeah, much-needed goal.
Yeah, well, they're the ones that you love, you know, the big fellas, you know, chasing down from behind and, you know, chasing a young, quick, you know, player. As soon as, when a big fella does that, you know, you can, you know, you really back him in, and that's just absolutely fantastic, and that should get Glenelg sparked up for this, you know, last sort of remaining, you know, 8 minutes.
Gee, Doug, it's radio, not television. I don't think you're supposed to dob the pull that in.
Yeah.
There's the restart in play now. Let's have a look. Again, Parry gets over the top, drills it forward for South Adelaide, but the Tigers are able to win this clearance through Fisher. He feeds the ball off to Lally, rebounding off half-back. He goes to Douglas. They're running now again, the Tigers. He goes by hand to Logan. Lally's backed up again for his second possession in this chain. Kicks it forward inside 50. Best position is Dodig to take the mark, and he's done so, only about 12 metres out on a fairly difficult angle, though. But that is good reward for the big fella from Millicent for the effort he outlaid earlier in that tackle, running down Josh Thulis before, which set up the goal, which was eventually kicked by Aaron Rogers. Now, in turn, he's got a chance, the big fella himself, to kick what will be his first goal for the day. He kicked 2 behinds in that first quarter down to that northern end, and he's matched that now with a goal in the third quarter. And all of a sudden, in the blink of an eyelid, the Tigers have regained the ascendancy and have got that margin inside that crucial 20-point figure we talked about for them to chase in the final quarter, and they are now 8 goals, 10-58, trailing South Adelaide, 11-7-73, so it's a 15-point margin. Interestingly, Glenelg kicked 2 goals, 6-18 into that breeze in the first quarter. This quarter now they have kicked 3 goals straight, 18, so Tate Kayser a far more efficient way to get the runs on the board.
Fisher. Yeah, and as you said in the middle there, Parry's on top, but young Fisher, I think he's personally best on ground at the moment, just in and under the packs, winning the ball out for Glenelg as they go forward again.
This time it's Mitchell driving the ball down towards half-forward here for Glenelg. Intercepted, though, by Bennett. No one really near him. It was a strange one, that, as he drives it down towards the half-forward line. Kicking's probably not his strongest point. Intercepted nicely there by the player in Ellis. Got it across there to Kenner. He went with a hand pass over to Rodney Love. Another quick hand pass goes back to Kenner. Kenner, they won't catch him as he swings the ball down towards the half-forward line. Good mark. Very, very good mark taken by Angus Lally. I remember seeing him as a 15-year-old, I reckon, playing in the reserves a couple of years ago, and impressed me a lot, and it's good to see him now break into the league team.
Just went at the footy, didn't he? Which is great to see.
Wonderful. There's his... and it's a mark taken here by McConnell. Will there be a 25-metre penalty? No, there's not. McConnell gets up and takes that mark. He's deep in the defensive zone here for Glenelg, right near the scoreboard, which at the moment shows South Adelaide leading by 15 points after those 2 recent goals by Glenelg. They brought them back into the game, and the Bays come out of defence now. Logan it is onto that familiar left foot of his, and a good mark has been taken here by Richard Douglas. This boy looks the complete act.
And it's only a matter of time, one suspects, before he'll be playing in a showdown or playing for the Crows as he went across there to Logan once again. That left foot kick of his will find his former captain in Ben Moore. Benny Moore caught with the ball. Play on course the umpire. He managed to get a hand pass away. Comes back here to McConnell. He's got a lot of skill, has McConnell, today, doesn't he? He loves to weave and duck, and he does it rather brilliantly. And he's got lovely disposal. And he's found the player on the lead in Duldig. Is that Duldig? Yes, it is Big Duldig, who's a pretty powerful boot of the football. And yeah, you're right, Clay Sampson back on. In fact, when he came off, I think South seemed to lose something. I don't know whether it was just me imagining that or whether
spiritual.
Well,
the spiritual leader.
Well, they often say that, but anyway, it's an interesting thing.
That's a great kick.
Oh, that is an enormous kick by Duldig. That is the goal of the match, kicking into the breeze. And he has put that one through. In terms of distance, it probably wasn't huge, but in the context of the game and the fact that you've got a howling breeze, it was an enormous goal. Glenelg, what a comeback. 9 goals, 10. 9 goals, 10, 64. South Adelaide, 11-7, 73. What's happened, Tate Koesler?
Well, as John mentioned before, no, sorry, it was you, Doug. Young Angus Lally, you saw him play in the reserves. He's come on, 5 minutes. He's had probably 5 or 6 touches, and they've been crucial touches. Run from behind, courage, running back into the pack. It might have sparked the team.
South Adelaide trying to get an answer now. Lally, the player we just spoke about, leading Sampson to the ball on this occasion. The ball bounced over the top of him. Sampson took possession of it. Lally was right there to apply a tackle, a deft little knock on towards Logan. It was well done, and Benny Moore keeps his head over the footy, unable to take possession though. Kenner is, handballs to Sampson, who gets back up off the ground to receive it. He goes to Williams, who gets a shot on goal and misses. 2-3 for a minor score to Dylan Williams and South Adelaide. Now 11-8, 74, 10-point margin over Glenelg, 9-10, 64. It's interesting, Doug. We talk about Richard Douglas with great enthusiasm today. To me, it's a bit like watching Chris Knights last year. Last year, watching Chris Knights, we knew it was the emergence of a talented footballer that was going on to as we just see Jeff Smith coming in to take the leap of the day. In the end, he didn't quite complete the mark, but it was a fantastic leap out of sight of the ground. Yeah, but just finishing on Douglas, I think we saw Chris Knights early in the year, thought he's going to be a great player, and turning into that, I reckon Douglas is of similar ilk.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. He just seems to find the ball, and he does something with it too. He's got beautiful disposal. Rodney Love now with it for South Adelaide, not real sure what to do. Eventually he goes with a kick in the direction of Cupido. He's going to pick the ball up now. Can he goal? He hasn't kicked a goal today yet. Oh, ducks, weaves, gets around a couple of opponents. Went with the hand pass to Hamby. A big, long hand pass comes out here now to the player for South Adelaide in Thewlis. He'll kick from about 20 metres.
Touch.
And it was touched off the boot and a minor score. So it's funny, the game goes one way for one team, and now it's running in favour of Glenelg, but South still hold that lead at 10 points now. The Bays 9-10, 64. South Adelaide 11 goals, 9, which is 75. So that's 11 points. 25.5 minutes gone in the third quarter. John Simons.
Luke Pinozzo is going to utilise Sherwood short. He is able to take the mark and play on. Takes the customary bounce, as he often does. The rebounding defender. He kicks out wide, looking for Ruwald. Does well there to beat Clark in that one-on-one contest. Goes by hand to Douglas. He's accomplished either side of his body. On this occasion, he uses the left, and Saunders, it is, playing his debut league game for the Glenelg Football Club, who knocks the ball over the boundary line through for a boundary throw-in now. So it's across the half-forward line now for the Glenelg side. They have kicked the last 3 goals straight into this strong breeze in this third quarter. We're 26 minutes into it. They've got another opportunity now as Benny Moore kicks it long and high inside 50. Doldig, also Rogers there in the marking contest. The spoil is affected, and Rogers and Carlisle, the players, going back to compete for it at ground level now. And the boundary line is, in the end, the victor of that contest. The boundary umpire will do his work right alongside the point post there down the northern end here of Noarlunga Oval. Kirk coming in with Parry. The ball was deftly knocked down by Parry to his ankles, where the South Adelaide Crumbing players were waiting for it. Amongst them was McGlone. He utilises Hately. Hately kicks it out wide, where Kenner leads Fisher in the chase to the ball, but neither player is able to gain it before it crosses over the boundary line. So we'll have another boundary throw in the outer side of Noarlunga Oval here, directly on the centre wing. It is the Panthers by 11 points, kicking with the aid of a 4 to 5 goal breeze. We are 27 minutes into the third quarter, and the Bays have won the clearance through. Benny Moore, he again kicks it inside 50. Look for Rogers. The kick penetrated over the top of his head, and Bennett took possession of it, kicked it somewhat dangerously across goal, but in the end safely, as Clark was able to take possession of it. He goes short there looking for Williams. He's going to utilise Ellis. Ellis is under some pressure there from Panozzo. Did well to commit himself to that chase, did Luke Panozzo. Took possession of the ball. He was met strongly, perhaps high, but the umpire says not, by Dale Ellis. It was a good physical contest, and listen to the crowd appreciating that contest, and the players from both sides congratulating both of their teammates, David McConnell from Glenelg and in particular Luke Ellis on that occasion, for a strong contest, as Kirk picks up the South Adelaide player, gives him a spear-like tackle there in Kruger, and wins the free kick for holding the ball. So all of a sudden, Doug, the tempers just stepped up a little bit. This is great stuff here at Noarlunga. Yeah, the tempo, not the tempers though. I think all players realising, and spectators too, that we're seeing a pretty good game down here at Noarlunga. Breezy conditions, but both teams are showing that they're able to score into the breeze as well. The ball out of bounds at the moment, right on the centre wing in front of the crowd. A good crowd down here this afternoon for this SANFL clash. Up they go. The tap out there affected by Parry. Got it across to Hanby. Haven't we seen that a lot today? On to McGlone. Goes with his non-favoured left foot, but still pretty effective in the direction of Cupido. He can't burst his way clear, but Bryce Gibbs can. That was wonderful football. Went with the hand pass. Gets it out there to his teammate in Burdett. Burdett will come out of defence, and he's got usually very good disposal. No exception, and Benny Moore has taken a mark, and Benny Moore has been wonderful in this quarter. What's he going to do? He's going to switch play. Goes out now towards half forward. Not really. It was a very good kick actually with the breeze as it was. He probably got 45-50 metres on it and landed it right in the chest of Brett Backwell. Glenelg on top at the moment as Backwell does a very, very good kick once again. Setting it up there for his forwards. It comes off hands. The ball's out of bounds. There will be a throw-in. Half forward line about 50 metres out from Glenelg's goal. As we check the scoreboard, 29 minutes into the quarter. South Adelaide 11-9, 75. Glenelg 9-10, 64. Searching for one final goal to finish this the third quarter, are the Tigers. It's Parry trying to stop them, taps the ball down to Nagel. He goes to Hanby, who gets a kick around the body. Going back to the flight of the ball was Fisher to affect the spoil, unable to take the mark. Clark picks the ball up at ground level. Handles to the running Kenner, but the ball bounced backwards over his head. Fisher working tirelessly, leading by example today in his role as the acting skipper. Took possession of it, gave it to Backwell. His use of the ball was clever, inboard to Saunders. He kicks the ball up towards the lead of Matty Doldig, and the siren interjects before any further play is able to take place, and the three-quarter time scoreboard, will read. Like tape last night, bit wet.
It was typical Adelaide Oval, beautiful deck, but most people were wearing screw-ins, and it was, that dew, come later on at the night where it was a little bit wet, but, just the skill level essentials was just too good.
Excellent. The big showdown in town tonight too, but right now we've got the game between South Adelaide and Glenelg. About 30 minutes left to decide the winner here. Here's John Simons. As South Adelaide now, it's they got the first opportunity through Kruger. They'll go over to Nagel. Nagel throws it on the boot, but the free kick will come back. No advantage there for the South Adelaide side. So Kruger, the player that started that supply of possession, will take the free kick. Carlisle running from behind, Doldig with him. Rogers accompanying Hately on his run from the back half of the ground, so Kruger will decide to kick it out wide at the outer side of the ground, the defensive side of the ground. Smith is able to get his hand to the ball there. Hately coming through is the first player to get the crumbing opportunity, takes possession of the ball and then feeds it out to Eilikson, and he'll kick it long. Warren's going to fly at this one, as is Sherwood, but neither player will take the mark. Benny Moore wins the first Glenelg possession for the quarter, feeds it out towards Fisher, who'll knock up close to his 30th by the end of the day. He's into the 20s now as he gets that kick out to Richard Douglas. You hear Take Cage in the background. A very clean and effective possession of the ball on that occasion from Douglas. Gave the ball over to Willits, but his kick wasn't quite the result that it could have been from the Richard Douglas possession there, which was very skillful, the ball over the boundary line. You're impressed with him, Tate Gaisler?
Very clean, very poised. For a young kid at that age to show those sort of skills is exceptional.
Boundary throw in now in front of the time clock, which says we've been playing 1.5 minutes in the deciding final quarter here. Parry is able to get to that contest alone and thumps the ball about 25 metres along the boundary line towards his team's goal. to get the ball just nestled outside of the Glenelg forward 50-metre arc now. We see Bryce Gibbs running down, making Cupido chase him all the way inside the defensive 50. And if you're an opposition coach, you'd be pretty happy to see Cupido down that end of the ground. Benny Moore now wins the ball from this clearance, bounces off an opponent, does well, kicks the ball inside 50. Fisher is free, takes the mark, plays on in front of the scoreboard, kicks the ball with discipline to the top of the square. Rogers Dolding gets his hand to the ball, can't take the mark. Backwell picks the crumb up, and his shot has missed. Through for a minor score, the opening score of this final quarter to the Glenelg side. They move on to 9 goals, 11, 65, trailing the Panthers by 10 points. They are the opposite, the reverse of that score in 11-9, 75. 10-point margin, 2.5 minutes played. Doug Oakley.
There's the kick out now. Up from behind there was Will. It's been impressed with his game today. Comes out to Douglas once again. He's slung as he kicks the ball, and it's out of bounds on the full, deep in the forward pocket here for the Glenelg team. So a free kick to be taken here by the Panthers. They come across goal. Looking out here for Bobby Carlisle, Alapate Carlisle, of course, the Port Power rookie. He's a big lump of a lad too, he really is. Is he going to bring it down? He has to come down the grandstand flag for our sake anyway, apart from anything else. He looks down here for McGlone. Up he goes. That's a good mark, that one. Took the ball out in front of him. He's been a good player today for South Adelaide. Might have made a couple of blues, but it's been difficult today with the foot and hand skills, but wins a lot of the ball these days, and after a slow start last year has developed into a very, very good player for South. There he goes. Switches play now. We'll find Williams. Williams with a hand pass. Goes out to Theulis. Theulis now into a hurry kick. It was a very good chase there by Douglas, who's made space, and he's going to be out there by himself, I think. Yes, he is. A lot of courage, entirely on the ball, running back, and Carlisle, who's a big lump of a lad, was coming at him, but I don't think he even realised that, and he stood there, jumped in the air, took the mark above his head, and so Richard Douglas to line up for goal. 40 metres out, had a chance to bring the Bays that little bit closer. They trail by 10 points at the moment, and John Simons, I know you get excited when Glenelg players have a shot for goal. You better steer this one through. Oh, just excited with the way this lad is going about his footy today. He effected the chase to cause the turnover, then made space back to get the shot on goal on the mark inside 50. The kick is an outstanding one. Matty Doherty clutched it through, as does the Glenelg faithful here at Noarlunga today. And the Tigers have kicked the all-important opening major in this final quarter. Richard Douglas, after kicking 3 behinds to that southern end in the second quarter, puts a number alongside the goal column and kicks a goal in this final quarter. 1 goal, 3 for him personally today. And Glenelg now reduced the margin to 4 points, 10-11-71. South Adelaide 11-9-75. Comments from North Adelaide Rover, Tate Kaysler.
Yeah, it's so often you see the guy that does the hard work, you know, someone else kick the goal, and it's good to see someone get rewarded, you know, does the hard work, and then, you know, someone spots him up beautifully to kick a goal.
4 points the margin here. We've got the South Adelaide leading, but Glenelg kicking with the strong breeze. 5 minutes have gone in the final quarter, so an absolute thriller on our hands down here at Noarlunga. It looks pretty obvious that Sturt are going to win the other game, leading by over 10 goals at three-quarter time as Fisher racks up yet another possession, goes right up in towards up towards the full forward position. It's only about 20 metres out from the Glenelg goal. Fighting for it on the ground as Theulis will be taken away by his teammate in David Clark, the former Carlton boy. Went with a hand pass to Alapate Carlisle. Another hand pass goes out there to Archer. Another hand pass to Williams. Williams dummies around, went with a hand pass, and Archer lost the ball. Will it come back to him? No, it won't. Glenelg have got it now. They're going to shoot at goal. This could be the one to put him in front. No, off target with that one was Tommy Logan, and it is a minor score. So 3 points the margin now. South Adelaide 11 goals, 9, 75. Glenelg at 10, 12, 72. 5.5 minutes have gone in the final quarter. Tate Kaysler, this is an absolute thriller.
Yeah, it's great, and Glenelg once again has stepped up the pressure, you know, stepped it up another level, and that's what's, you know, got him back into the game.
Good mark, Clay Sampson too, as that kick out came in. Johnny Simons, let you have a little burst.
As Parry now will go short and find Kruger. Still inside defensive 50 here for the Panthers. They are holding on to a 3-point lead at the moment. We've played 6 minutes in the final quarter, and they are kicking against a very strong breeze in the last quarter. Hanby has taken the mark. Still defensive side of the ground for the Panthers. He's going to go short to Hately. He hasn't gone the required distance. Umpire calls into play on now. He's going to be forced to kick it out to the outer side of the ground. He does so. There's a push off the ball there, and it will go to Smith. against Eilertson on that occasion, and Jeff Smith will take the resultant free kick perched on the outer wing here at the Noarlunga Oval. Chips one in short. Having said that, short today was about 45 metres with the breeze, and it still carried over the head of Daniel Kirk on that occasion. The Panthers have got the turnover. Thulis goes by hand to Clark. He's going to go inboard to Williams. He split the beans and allowed Backwell into to provide a contest there. Nearly turned the ball over, but Williams was able to regain possession. Kicks it high, and the only player going for the mark and showing courage in doing so was Luke Panozzo. And he's won the resultant free kick from that marking contest. Immediately plays on. Good, positive, energetic sign there. Runs onto his left boot. Good either side of his body is Panozzo. Finds Douglas. Another player skillful on either side of his body. Kicks it inside 50. Dolding storming out. Got his hands to the ball. Got his chest to the ball, should we say. Was about to take the mark, but Parry came front on with some strong body contact. Did enough for the ball to spill out. The umpires called play on. South Adelaide got possession through Clark and also Archer. They're under enormous pressure in the back half of the ground though, and he's forced to come on the grandstand side of the ground looking for McGlone. He takes possession of the ball, chips it out wide looking for Cupido. Gibbs is right with him as he has been all day. Cupido picks up the ball, strongly tackled by Glenelg. Fantastic tackle. Probably sums up Cupido's day at the moment. He's just been held very quietly by Bryce Gibbs today, and on that occasion his mate in young Gus Lally came in to aid some assistance to Gibbs and applied a very strong tackle, holding the ball, and his kick is spot on. Finds Rogers leading out from the goal square. He's taken a mark on the 50-metre line, and you hear Tate Kaiser in the background with the breeze behind him there. That is a shot on goal. What a wonderful tackle from Angus Lally.
That's the difference between Glenelg and South Adelaide. I think Glenelg's tackling. It'd be interesting to have a look at the tackle count to see how they're going, but I think Glenelg would be probably 10 ahead.
Let's have a look now. Rogers lining up for goal number 4. His kick is working its way back. It's not going to get the distance. Top of the square, marking contest. South Adelaide have the height and the numbers there. And big Craig Parry, position where all good ruckman should be, takes the mark on that occasion. Plays on to Archard. He gives over to Clark. They're trying to overhandball at the moment. You feel South Adelaide late in this game. And Kenner, in the end, able to mop up the earlier mistake. Gets the kick out wide towards Haitley. He's under enormous pressure from Panozzo as well. Very strongly tackled, and the ball is sent over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. Fantastic tackling at the moment from the Glenelg side. Doug Oakley.
I felt he may have had prior opportunity. It was, I think the umpire probably paid the right decision in the end, but it's taken now by Cupido. Went with a hand pass, not all that effective, but Clay Sampson's up to the task as he dummies around an opponent, gets it out to Williams, back now to Hanby. Glenelg applying all sorts of pressure. Lovely centering kick by Hanby, and the mark's been taken by South Adelaide. McGlone plays off with the hand, plays on with the hand pass to Thulis. Thulis down towards the midway between wing and half forward, and Nagel. This is Nagel now, looking further afield here for his teammate in Eilertson, and he's taken a good falling mark too, right on the 50-metre line. He'll be too far out to score, but he will be looking for one of his gun forwards, Ben Warren, who's been generally well held today by Paul Sherwood. Warren kicked a couple of goals, but Sherwood's been a wonderful player as Eilertson goes back. I think with this breeze, you can hear it coming through the mic. It's going to be a little bit too tough for Eilertson as he comes in now. Lines up for goal. There's the kick. It's sort of slewed off the side of the boot. Funny old kick, that one. Could be a handy point, though. And South Adelaide move along to 11-10, 76. Glenelg 10-12, 73.
I thought a handy point is when it gets you either a goal to a 6-point or a 7-point margin. How does a handy point when it goes from 3 to 4 points?
Well, who knows in the final context of the game.
I'm being harsh. Sorry, Doug. Hanby has taken possession of the ball. He's going to Kenner. They're going backwards at the moment. South Adelaide with possession of the ball. They've taken it 30 metres backwards. Thulis combines with Kenner again, and he kicks it back from where the chain of handballs originally started. And it's Nagel takes the mark, feeds off to Love. He'll get a shot on goal here, but has missed. It's through for another handy point for the South Adelaide side now, and they head on to 11 goals. 11, that'll be 77. The Tigers 10-12, 72, 5-point margin. The kick in comes to Sampson. He chips it inside 50, but he's kicked it straight down the throat of Jeff Smith, who takes the relieving mark now for the Tigers. They go to the outer side of the ground. Saunders leading Love in the race for the ball, takes the ball cleanly. Is he going to chip in board? No, he's forced just to kick the ball over his shoulder. Still gains about 35 to 40 metres with that breeze, but Willett's beaten by Bennett in that marking contest on that occasion. He chips in board for Hanby. 50. He'll go by hand as he often does this season, and Thulis is the player running through to get the kick inside 50, but again the disposal isn't fantastic. Luck's a fortune though, and on about the 5th bounce it comes to Alex, and he'll get another shot on goal, this time with the left boot. He won't get the distance. He had the accuracy, and Sherwood does wonderfully well to affect the spoil. A second effort on the ball. It comes now to Benny Warren, his opponent. His snap on goal is through for a major, and a much-needed major to the home team, South Adelaide. Benny Warren kicks his 3rd goal, and it's an important one at the 11.5-minute mark of the final quarter. They eke their lead out now to an 11-point margin, which is exactly where it was at the 3-quarter time break. And South Adelaide are 12-11-83. Glenelg are 10-12-72. 11-point margin. Tate Kaysler, who's going to win.
Yeah, don't give me that one, John. But I mean, you know, it wasn't the prettiest footy, but you know, they got the ball down in the end, and as they say, they don't draw pictures on how you get goals. So yeah, it all 6 points.
Look at Kenner, will you? He's been absolutely brilliant at times today. Got it out there to Cupido. Cupido tried to swing it round over his body, but the ball just went straight ahead and, in fact, over the line and out of bounds on the full. And so the free kick to be paid here to Glenelg, and it looks like the youngster in Saunders, not all that young, I think he's about 24. Or is that Fisher? That might be Fisher. I just thought I'd call another player because Fisher's been called so often.
Well, you're stiff. The other Saunders wears 55, so if you just caught a glimpse of the 5 in the hair, you're more than forgiven, Doug.
Thank you for that, John. You're ever so kind. As a little short kick comes in, and Ruwalt it is, who's been pretty impressive. He took the mark. Not such an impressive kick on this occasion. Went through the hands there of Benny Moore. A hand pass did come out, though, to Backwell. He'll go with a long. He got for the screw punt.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
wonderful to see it. Comes out of the hands of McConnell. He's slung as he kicks the ball. Up they go, and a good mark. A good mark taken there by South Adelaide through Thulis. He switches play. Lovely kick. Fairly courageous in doing that. He's found Williams. Williams has gone somewhere close to the boundary line. He's found a teammate too, and McGlone. McGlone it is racing down the outer side of the ground. South are playing better football into the breeze. They have. Alaparte, Carlisle has got the ball. Goes with the hand pass. Gets it back there to a teammate. Comes back now to the South Adelaide boy down there in McGlone by the looks of things. Drops the ball in short. South has still got control on that half-forward line. Let's see what they can build up from this. The kick now comes down in the direction of a couple of players, and a free kick here against South. It will go the way of Smith, and Big Smith has got the free deep in defence there for Glenelg.
Gives it to Fisher, who'll come grandstand side of the ground. It'll open up here for the Bays. Mitchell's got time and space in front of him. His kick is looking for Seller. He does well to attack the ball at ground level. Did very well. Got the handball on the up to Lally. He'll kick the ball inside 50 for the Tigers. Over the head of Rogers. He's got a push in the back. McConnell's going to run onto it here. Into an open goal and suckers it through for a much-needed major. Yes, all clear from the umpire, and against the tide all of a sudden. Glenelg get a goal, which brings them within a major of the lead. They are 5 points behind now, 11-12-78. South Adelaide 12-11-83, 5-point margin. That is the advantage of the breeze. Tate Kaysler could be the decisive factor that in the blink of an eyelid, Glenelg got every opportunity to score in a very short amount of time.
Exactly, and when you see the work of big James Seller there, you know,
that was great.
Big 7-foot bloke bending down below the knees, you know, that's something that us little seagulls do, Doug.
Yeah. They all look 7 foot to some people, don't they?
Especially me.
There's the ball up to get play underway once again. It's Parry who's dominated those centre duels pretty much throughout the game, but the umpire watching play now, and it's going to be another restart. 15 minutes of the final quarter gone, so we're probably about halfway through it, just over maybe, and it's 5 points the margin. The Panthers in front, 12-11-83. Glenelg, 11-12-78. And umpire Richard
Blood rule again, Doug.
The
blood rule again on Archard.
And one or two words of advice coming from those sitting near us. So
it wasn't you, Doug, was it?
And
I tell you, just whilst the break in play, interesting proposition, James Seller. He's going to be highly sought after at the draft as well. As we know, Bryce Gibbs is going to be intriguing for some clubs, whether they want to choose the skill and the poise and the balance of Gibbs, or whether the height of James Seller come draft choice time.
Going to be very, very interesting, isn't it? As the ball now in the hands of Nagel. He can't burst his way clear. And umpire Williams comes in and says, it is going to be mine once again. 5 points the margin here. We've got the Panthers in front. 16 minutes have gone in the final quarter. There's the ball up. Nagel gets the hand pass across there to Williams. A slight fumble, but got it back eventually to the player in Hanby. Taken by Kruger into centre half forward. And Fisher, best man on the ground, got the kick away just as he was about to be tackled. Brings it down now towards the centre wing. all wrapped up there, we find the player for Glenelg, and there will be a ball up. Not much doubt about that. He had no prior opportunity. Big Craig Parry arriving on the scene, pretty much the same as the Glenelg boy. Was that Logan, or was it was young Seller once again? Yeah, he's a fair lump of a lad, isn't he, for 17 years of age? And there's the ball up to get planted away.
Yeah, Seller does the ruck work cleverly down to Douglas. It goes forward. Ruwald in front. Comes out to Mitchell. He's going to pop the ball on the left mid. He does so. It goes to the goal square. Rogers in this marking contest, as is Carlisle. Neither player takes the mark. Carlisle in the best position. It's come off the boot of Nagel on that occasion. I tell you, to the naked eye,
decision.
I reckon that may have gone out of bounds on the full. And well, the umpire's observer, David Ed, is close by. He won't commit one way or the other, but his facial expression is enough to suggest that it was close to out of bounds on the full. The restart in play. Seller wins the tap, and Thulis will be forced to rush it over for a rush behind, and he does so. And that we wonder whether that point will prove crucial later in this contest, as
could be a handy one,
it's a rush behind now to the Tigers. It's a 4-point margin. They are 11-13-79. South at 12-11-83. 4-point lead to the Panthers. They're clutching onto that lead at the moment. We've played 17.5 minutes in this last quarter. Oh, South Adelaide now through Carlisle. Brings the ball to the grandstand side of the ground. And the wind carries it out of bounds before Kenny can get there. I tell you, boys, Tate Casler with us today with the special comments. That is a surprising decision, given the state of this game, to switch the ball to the attacking side of the ground, deep in defensive territory.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of options elsewhere, admittedly, but having said that, yeah, as Parry goes up this time at that throw-in and thumps the ball, probably gains a bit of meterage from that too.
Just quantify that though, Doug. That's a learning experience too for young Carlisle. He's a young lad, and he'll learn from experiences such as that one.
As Parry grabs the ball from that throw and gets it across to Michael Hanby, who's been a good player for South Adelaide today, formerly with Glenelg. Kicks back now towards the centre of the ground. That's probably his immediate opponent, technically, in Fisher, and probably, in fact, I'd say, without much doubt, the best man on the ground. And Fisher has taken that mark. He just is a ball magnet. Kicks the ball right up in towards the 50-metre line. It comes off hands. The ball is on the ground. And Strong attempts to grab the ball there by, well, a couple of players. Umpire says it's going to be mine once again. And a ball up to take place. Umpire Mead on this occasion. 4 points to margin. The Panthers in front. 19 minutes of the final quarter. The supporters are urging them on. As taken now by Neagle of South Adelaide. Looks down here for Davey. There will be a free kick paid, though, to Glenelg, and the boy going back with the free is Tom Logan, as he was grabbed a little bit high there by Davey, so about 60 metres out from goal. The left footer is on the right side to favour his left foot, but
got up hobbling, Doug, but he'll still be able to send the ball inside 50 here for the Tigers. Instead, he goes short and finds Bryce Gibbs, who's still just outside the 50-metre arc. In fact, he's about 60 metres out from goal. Is he going to send it long and inside? He'll try and spot up a target, will he? Let's see. He's going to try and pierce one down. McConnell's thrown out. He leads. Got a bit of a shove, or may have been acting for it, and the ball goes over the marking contest there that would have ensued between McConnell and Kruger, and we'll see a boundary throw in 20 metres around from the Tigers' goal. We're 30 seconds away from time on, so things are starting to tense up now. In fact, we've got no players inside the forward half of the ground for South Adelaide. They're all back there just trying to clog up Glenelg's ability to score at the moment, as Williams is tackled. He'd want to get rid of this one, pops it over the boundary line. You'd wonder if there was any effort to keep that one in, but still, we'll see a boundary throw in still deep inside Glenelg's attacking zone. South Adelaide are trying to hang on to the game here, and Glenelg are out trying to win it. Parry is in front, taps the ball forward. Hamby's dropped it when tackled. It was also pushed in the back. He's not tapping it out. He could go behind the ball here, and he has. There was 4 or 5 Glenelg players just pleading with the umpire for that decision, and Ryan Willits, who laid the tackle, was laying on top of him and was paid holding the ball. Tate Casler, you're the neutral one here today. The correct decision, yes or no?
Well, it probably was. He tried to bust through a couple of tackles, but normally this time of the game, the umpires put the whistle in the back pocket, so normally you can get away with it. But it was probably the right decision in the end after busting through a couple of tackles.
I think it was just the time the umpy took to make the decision, which was interesting, but I don't think there's much doubt about the free. As this shot for goal now by Willits, and he comes 40 metres out, and there's a lot of applause, and they're in black and yellow, and it's a goal. Glenelg have hit the front down here. They lead by 2 points in an absolute thriller. It's 12 goals, 13, 85 to Glenelg. South, 12, 11, 83. 21 minutes of the quarter gone as all the players in mass exodus now move from the fourth line of Glenelg.
The other thing is, Doug, the lights have come on. So it is that dark here at Noarlunga Oval. Well, we're in for a grandstand finish here at Noarlunga Oval. The Tigers have clawed their way back in front. They are kicking with the aid of a 4-goal breeze. For those who have just joined us here on 107.9 Life FM, the Tigers lead it by 2 points. 21.5 minutes in the final quarter. Parry has dominated the rucks today. He knocks it forward, but Angus Lally takes possession for Glenelg. He kicks it out wide. Fisher is there as his backward best man on the ground. Adam Fisher, folding backwards, takes a fantastic captain's inspirational mark there. He's going to chip the ball forward. Doldig leading out. He doesn't take the mark, but he was pushed in the marking contest from McLean. The South Adelaide faithful didn't like it, but the free was there. And Doldig will now kick the ball inside forward, 50 for his side. Little young Ruwald is free there if he can spot him up. Tough from that position. Rogers has come over the top of Scotty McLean. Ruwald couldn't get there. And Aaron Rogers, the young home loan consultant with Mortgage Choice, takes a spectacular mark and will line up for goal. 40 metres out on a fairly sharp angle, but he's kicked him from there today before, and he can kick him again, Doug Oakley.
So what's he do? He works in he works in
he's a home loan consultant.
I reckon he served you a bit of real estate down at Noarlunga with that one. That was magnificent. That you go along. That's why you come to the footy, to see marks like that. As Rogers comes in, lining up for his fourth. There's the kick for goal. He's going to bring it back as he's hit the post.
He's hit both posts.
He's hit both posts.
He's hit both posts. Unbelievable.
He's hit both. I've seen it happen before, but very, very rarely. McGlone now to bring the ball in for South Adelaide. We've got a margin here of, what is it? It's only 3 points in favour of Glenelg, and the ball is out of bounds 50 metres around from the goal. Glenelg still in attack, though. Let's check the scoreboard here on Life FM. 23 minutes into the final quarter. Glenelg 12-14, 86. South Adelaide 12-11, 83. There's the throw-in. Anyone able to break clear? It is South Adelaide through Kenner. Hand pass goes out there to his teammate in Clark. Comes back to Kenner. Kenner's tripped. No, he's not. Calls the umpire. South Adelaide supporters don't like it. Kenner's still in there fighting for it, and there will be a ball up midway between the centre of the ground and the half-forward line on Glenelg's attacking zone. We won't comment too much on the decisions because I think emotion is playing a bigger part than rational thinking. Don't you think, John Simons? Oh,
the umpires are getting it right out there, Doug, as we see now the ball spilled out towards Parry and Seller. It's socket forward by Archide to his opposite number in backward. He takes possession, needs to find a target, and he has in Justin McConnell, 55 metres out from goal. He's just got to settle it down now, and he wisely does so. If he can get the ball to Mitchell, wouldn't be a bad option, but no, not quite able to, nor Fisher, and he's got to go back and just take his time to have a shot on goal.
Have a shot, yeah.
55 metres out, his side leads by 3 points. He doesn't chew up much time, and he kicks it long. He's hooked it, or has he? It's going long and wide. Through for another score. It's a minor score on that occasion to the Glenelg side. 2 goals, 1 now to McConnell. The Bays lead it by 4 points. 24.5 minutes gone in the last quarter. South Adelaide haven't got much time. They've got to hurry the ball on. Carlisle goes up to the middle of the ground. Good option. Good kick towards Bennett. Pushed out of the contest by Doldig. Umpire says play on. Doldig wins possession. Handballs over to Fisher. Kicks it long and high forward. Willett's coming from the front of the pack. Can't take the mark. McConnell takes possession. Has a shot on goal. Doesn't get there, and McLean also can't take the mark. So it's a good result for the Glenelg side as the ball heads over the boundary line, and we will have a throw-in directly alongside the point post, to the end to which the Glenelg side is kicking the southern end, aided by this breeze. 25 minutes just ticked over. They lead it by 4 points. Tommy Logan wins the clearance, gives it over to Ruwald. Shot on goal! Here's a ripper! Through for a major by young Mark Ruwald. The Tigers have kicked clear, and they've probably done enough to win this game. They now lead it by 10 points. 13 goals, 15, 93. South Adelaide 12-11, 83. 10-point margin. Fantastic kick from young Mark Ruwald.
Fantastic goal, straight off the pack. They're the ones you love, isn't it? Just read it beautifully. I think it actually came off Parry's tap, actually. So, you know, maybe they've decided this time, you know, read Parry, because as you said, in the centre he's dominating. He's getting a lot of the ball, read off Parry, and it was a goal.
Eddie Scott, another tap out, taken away by Clark. Out now to Kruger, forced into a left foot kick, goes down towards half forward. Sampson was the target down there. Clay Sampson fighting for it. A couple of players seemed to fall on the ball there. Sampson was one of them. A couple of Glenelg boys in there too. And we will have another ball up. Tom Logan standing close to the action. action. It was actually young Angus Lally. Hasn't he been impressive? Free kick against Craig Parry, pushing the back edge, the player out, and young Seller, and he'll go back. 17 years of age, big lump of a lad. We'd expect him to be drafted at the end of the year. Beautiful kick too, down towards half forward, but a good mark taken here by Thulis of South Adelaide. Josh Thulis, recruited from the Kangaroos, also known as Josh Thulis. I'll get it right. As he feeds it out there to Archard. Archard now, his target was Warren, but not up to the task. Out to Clark, picked up by Warren. Another hand pass comes out here. South still fighting for it. Cupido was in there, but it is going to be that very strong Glenelg defence, led by Paul Sherwood, that come out of defence. He's been wonderful. Gets it out there to his teammate. Is that Benny Moore?
Yep.
It is a long way from here. Fortunately, the lights are on, and it's actually sort of shining off his head a little bit.
Clever kick.
And there will be a throw-in on the outer side of the ground.
Are you saying he's losing his hair?
Well, he seems to have a shorter haircut these days. Is that because...
I tell you, he's been tireless, though, the former skipper. He's played a really good game today. Ran very hard. And played the full quota of the game out in the field of action today. Has Benny Moore, and Seller is beaten by Parry on that occasion. Can South Adelaide win the clearance on this occasion? They can't. The boundary line will win out, and that will now suit the side which is in front on the scoreboard. The visiting team here in the Glenelg Tigers, they lead by 10 points. We have played 27 minutes. I would suggest we've only got about 30 seconds or less left in the game, as Seller flies high from behind. Saunders involved in this one at ground level. Another pack will develop, and we will see another ball up in play within the closing seconds of this game. Now we wait for the final siren to ring. South Adelaide, one last final foray, perhaps through Kenner. Kicks it forward. Lally can't take the mark, running back with the flight of the ball. Sherwood again is there, and the wise old head wins out, as does the boundary line. Tips it over the defender's friend for another boundary throw-in. 13-15-93 Glenelg. South Adelaide 12-11 83. 28 minutes played. Final quarter, it will be Parry and Seller again. Seller wins it on that occasion, but South Adelaide are going to go forward through Archard. Takes a bounce, doesn't come back to him tightly, but still gets the kick towards goal, and Smith is there to affect the spoil. Cupido wins the crumbs, handles over to Ilex, and was about to have a shot on goal though, and then spilt the ball though. However, the umpire has blown a whistle, and the free kick will go to one of the best players on the ground today in the former Glenelg skipper in Benny Moore, current fireman, and we'll just chew up the time here, Doug, and take his time to wind down these final remaining seconds.
In he comes now, brings it out now towards the half-back line. Very, very good kick, and a good strong mark taken in front of his eyes by young James Seller. This boy is just so good, so much potential. We'll see him playing, no doubt. Don't have much doubt at all that he'll be playing AFL in the next couple of years. And he comes, lovely kick of the ball too. Beautiful action down towards half forward. Up they go. Oh, good mark from behind. Jared Bennett, been a good player today. Real good player. Fed it off there to his teammate in McGlone. McGlone across to Sampson. Back to McGlone. McGlone goes down towards half forward. Benny Warren there in opposition to Sherwood. Sherwood wins out once again. Superb football. Out to Benny Moore, was it? And it is going to be Glenelg coming out of defence. They really have had all the answers to everything that South Adelaide have thrown at them. It's taken on this occasion though by Bennett, as the siren sounds to complete the match. 10 points the margin. Glenelg have won. Well done to the Tigers. 13-15, 93, defeating South Adelaide 12-11, 83. 10 points the margin.